Hello everyone, we're live with City States of Klovisa, ; the God War. For those few of you here, I thank you for waiting for 1 hour. It is Halloween by all accounts. Isn't that right, Devin?
It is, John. It is Halloween.
You promised me you would come in costume, and yet here you are in your hoodie.
I don't remember saying that at all.
On brand. Very on brand for Devin.
I remember John saying that to Devin just right now.
I do too. So it must have been true, right?
I mean, that happened.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Shit.
True. Gibby, how are you?
2 thumbs up.
2 thumbs up. That's better than 2 thumbs down, right?
True.
Nick.
In my life.
Hi.
Just got back from Pillar. Just got back from trick-or-treating. It was good.
Show us. What'd you get?
I've got a bunch of my kids' candy that I'm going to be eating all stream. Enjoy
Nice.
watching me eat.
What did you dress up as?
I was Han Solo. We had the whole family as different Star Wars characters. Kid was R2-D2. Wife was Leia.
Nice.
I'll post them in Discord at some point.
Wait, the kid was R2-D2?
Yeah. There's a little...
The son of Han Solo and Leia?
Yeah,
Okay.
you got it.
First name princess, I'm told. Eric, you're my princess. How are you?
I am the most delicate of delicate flowers. I have no longer chosen the hairstyle of Vegeta as it's grown out a little bit, but we'll fix that here shortly. So
Good. I'm glad to hear it.
I look like a professional now, and we can't have that.
That's good. Bran could not make it because he just moved to Michigan, and as part of the previous owner's renovation, they freed up a bunch of wires, and at first, Brandon didn't know what that meant. And now that he is there without internet for the past 3 days, he understands what they meant by cleaned up unnecessary wires. Because he found the cable that is supposed to interact with the cable box within the neighborhood, and it has been cut clean, like sheared off. It is still sort of tied partially to the wall, but it is just gone.
You don't really splice those unless you have a bunch of tools. The coax
Yeah.
is not. It's
You usually
not all
leave-
woven.
It's
I have a bunch
not
of phone
good.
lines on my house I need to take down because I've cut them off all indoors. But I left that coax alone, right? Those phone cables don't matter, but that coax is pretty important.
Yeah. So he's a little upsetty spaghetti because he's now having to use PTO just to get his shit in order, or to quite literally work in a McDonald's because he
Tethered to
works
his
from home.
phone?
No, he just gets on a laptop or something.
Yeah, no, I tether my laptop to my phone and be like, phone, be internet for my laptop. Thank you.
Well, I don't know where he lives in Michigan,
I'll teach him.
but he might
I'll
not.
teach him these things.
You should get on that before he cries. Or loses one of his 8 jobs that he is
But
simultaneously
John,
working.
since Brand's not here, how are you?
It's a good question. How am I?
Hollow
Who?
and empty after ranting about Blades in the Dark?
We don't have to say that. I wouldn't call it a rant.
Really?
How do you really feel?
Really?
A tirade, maybe?
Yeah, John is actually correct here. I am underselling what this is.
It's
so-
true. We
yeah,
need
I
more
would-
strong language.
I wouldn't call it a
Yeah.
rant. I would call it a fucking riot. A one-man riot against
Thanks.
scum and villainy.
Yeah, that's true.
God, what can I say? If I can't yell at Eric about scum and villainy, who can I yell at?
Us, apparently.
The
And
problem
poor
is,
Devin.
I will always just
Poor,
be
poor
cool.
Devin.
No, me and Eric are the parents in this relationship. Chad's the oldest, also known as Rumble Roar, who comes in late to the meeting of, like, why are parents fighting again? And then, like, Runt, maybe Gibby, in fact. And then Devin. Devin's the youngest of the brothers here. I don't know about how that works in real life, but... Devin doesn't really know what's going on. It has nothing to do with
Yeah,
him,
I
but he
think you
can't
are
help
wrong.
but feel like it's his fault. And then, Gibby's old enough to realize it's neither of their fault and is just getting more contempt towards his parents.
Oh, absolutely. I'm just laughing at how dumb it is.
Yeah. Man, that got real,
love it.
guys. What happened last
love
week,
it
Eric?
so Last week, we found out who the true Chad of the team is. It turns out it's Recorus. He saw how Chad ran it down mid, and he stopped him from running it down mid by running an angel down mid on him. So we now have a new title for Recorus, Angel Slayer, or Angel Bane, if you will.
Yeah.
Because he's gone from Dobby to protector of whoever this other guy is, and he didn't do a very good job at that, so he gave that up, and now he's Angel Bane. And
I see that you were satisfied with my playing of your character.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's how you play a fighter. Oh, okay. Let me take some notes.
Wow, you fight with a fighter. That's
use the abilities on the character sheet. Oh my god, John, I don't know what to do when I can't look through a list of spells and sit back and be like, sorry, it's my turn for 5 minutes? My bad.
True.
And then, once all of that had gotten resolved, we found ourselves at the Mist Wall, the Wall of Mist. And what CK's character, Lei Sheng, so eloquently did was get everyone the fuck in there and move the plot forward, because he's a goddamn hero. And we get to see each one of the characters' beautiful arcs of where it is taking them. We had Rarick talking to his father again. Oh man, he could be anywhere, but he's still talking to his father. Oh, what a big mistake. Runt gets to talk to his good friend he hasn't seen in a year, 6 months, 8 months, a long time, and he never thought he'd see him again. And they get to have a cool bro down and a little nap. And Chad, the forever longing of his one place he can call home that is now shut down, is open again. And he found himself in the bar, and he saw himself walk into the bar and talking to the bros, and he's stuck up in the attic, unable to bro down with his bros. And then I believe Brand's character talked to himself with his fingers, and there was an extra finger talking to him. So he was sitting there fingering himself on cam. I don't know if you can do that on Twitch. That's like not great, but you know.
True.
And we were going to find out what happened to the other stragglers in this episode, City States of Klovisa, ; the Godware.
Wow. That's a pretty good recap, I think. A 5 out of 5, Temer says. I agree. That's why we're going to give you 5 experience points for such a good recap.
Oh my god.
So many XP points.
So much.
Oh my god.
John only gives me the single digit of XPs.
Don't think I've ever given anyone else higher.
I don't think I've ever given anyone else.
True.
Anyways,
Thank you for the tier 1 subscription, Gibby, for 19 months. Jesus. Almost 2 years, baby. We begin our reverie, I suppose, on the 26th of March, also known as Spring Shifting, but also known as Fantasy March. CK's not here just yet, so we can't do Lei Sheng at the moment. So we're instead going to focus on Recorus. Good old Recorus gets yeeted into the mist by a catapulting barbarian. He lands hard on his back within the brush as John turns off this soft orchestral music. Well, it's more like lobby music, honestly, like an elevator.
something more appropriate.
Yeah. Recorus, what are we doing? Where are we?
Recorus finds himself wandering through the mist. It feels much like tall grass that he used to wander through in the fields of home, but a little bit more disorienting because there's no sunlight in which to orient yourself with. So at one point he stops and turns around. Am I going the right way? Where is everyone else? Are you coming back into here? And he thinks about his time of how he had first made it to Maelstrom as he was smuggled on board and jumped off the ship as he got there, hopefully not to be found out. But it was a cold, rainy night, much like this being alone. He was alone in Maelstrom. Do I roll for entanglement, John?
Not yet. We like to play narrative games here, Eric, so we were going to actually focus on the
You
narrative.
may add 1 contempt token.
Do not roll. Sip.
This does remind you of Maelstrom. Batal trees representing the structures that were constantly in a battle of sinking, people fighting to keep them up while the rain and the mud sucked them down into the earth below. You look left and right, looking for threats that are not coming here. That is different about Maelstrom, because even in your first night, you were attacked as such a young, impressionable youth, stowing away. Why did you go to Maelstrom?
Maelstrom is a promise of power. Where I am from, it's just the backwoods, nothing all too interesting. But in Maelstrom, you have the promise of magic and power, and you can take what you believe is rightfully yours. This was told as fairy tale and not as the grim reality that it actually is. The grim reality being that just because you can do something doesn't mean you should do something, right?
See.
So that's that fairy tale that brought me to Maelstrom. And upon landing on the shores of Maelstrom, I was in for a rude awakening, and much like the buildings, had a sink or swim attitude, latching onto those I believe had a kind heart, but a cold exterior.
John has to think. He hasn't farmed enough content from you.
True. I'm a brand new character. There's no Nathan here.
There is no Nathan here. I agree.
We could cut to one of the other characters if you wanted to.
I don't, actually. I've already cut to them enough. That was what the entire last session was about. Ricorus, you found friendship with a man. It was your good friend. Was his name actually Bilbo? Did I even call him a different name at one point, like a Bobbit or a Himbo?
Himbo is funny.
Yeah.
I had sent you.
I think his name was actually
Oriel and Grestier.
No, it was Bilbo. Fuck, Bilbo Fuseflaw, I believe, was its name.
Of the Fuseflaw clan.
Yes. Family, not clan.
Yeah.
You found friendship with this street wizard, who either saw some sort of potential within you or took pity out on you. Oh my god. Now you're distracting us with a cat. That's how Bilbo took you. He just swooped you up, gave you a kiss on your cheek, said, "You're gonna be something one day, son." Did you always work in his service? As like some sort of henchman or goon? Or were
It's
you...
probably started as like when you work at and you don't know anything about the kitchen or anything, but you work as the busboy, and then you work as the prep chef, and then the line chef, and then the head chef. So eventually, maybe one day, own your own restaurant. But yeah, the slow climb.
Was this done out of self-preservation?
Yeah. So the previous time in which I had delusions of grandeur brought me to Maelstrom, but having delusions of normality and safety and security and a foundation of which you can build your life upon through Bilbo Fuseflaw was a great a reawakening of, hey, this is actually reality and not just some, like some, fairy tale that you're in.
See. Well, he seemed to take great care of you. A person who is at the peak of their skill, a level 10 character, a archer, a swordsman, a person who, in their first battle, not just won it almost single-handedly for the team, but also played such a important part, slaying specters, shooting an angel out of the sky. How violent was your journey of getting from a stowaway to becoming this secret badass that just suddenly ran into a team of, I don't want to call them Secret Service agents, because there definitely aren't, but almost like a task force from a different country.
Yeah. One of the things that I had to learn early is that the tallest blade of grass gets cut first, or if you look like you're sickly and weak and falling behind, you will also suffer the same fate. So some middle ground where you blend in and where you don't cause attention drawn to yourself by wearing flashy jewelry or clothes or showing off what you can or cannot do, allows you to live a much longer life. So this is where it comes in, where he looks very unassuming, very just I'm another person. So he was able to skirt many situations as he could use his be underneath the radar a little bit and use this to his advantage and see where he learned many things from others, as it were, like how not to do it, because many people lose their lives by not watching the flaws of others come to fruition.
Yeah. History does have a terrible habit of repeating itself. My hobbit friend Rakoris, you march through the woods. You look for threats. You get the sneaking suspicion you are being watched upon. This same trait, just intuition picked up of years of living within Maelstrom, where the city guard were as much a threat as any sort of gang member within the city. You keep your bow out, an arrow on your string. The short sword feels heavy on your hip as you make it through the mist. Unbothered. Unassailed. No visions. And you stand before a rural community. You look upon them, this valley of agriculture, plants, trees, vineyards, scattering this great big gorge within the earth. You see tall buildings, some of them clearly like towers to keep watch at, and on the highest ground where you are at, where the mist is coming behind you, surrounding this forest that protects this place. What do you do?
It is interesting to go unperturbed through this mist. There are many stories and lore of the mists of the area, and we were told that you needed an invite, so I am unsure how I made it through. I would like to take a moment to watch the city and see if it is a city like lost to time, as in they're they do things a little bit differently. Maybe I can pick up some things of the going-ons of the city while I'm watching it from up here. I also feel rather safe up here in terms of like nothing's going to like come upon me unless it comes out of the mist. So scrabble up a tree, sit in the tree, and take in my surroundings as I'm once again alone.
True. Give me a perception check. You're great at those, right?
I'm great at everything, John. I rolled all the stats.
Nice.
13.
13. You see figures in fields. It is early in the day, after all, since you guys got here. Or at least hit the mist. And after maybe an hour or so of watching some of these semi-static figures walking slowly through the fields, far, far away, miles away, you will hit that noontime lunch hour. The sun is at its peak. The clouds, the mist, should have dissipated by now, but are still surrounding the woods. You don't like that. Like, at all. And then, towards the lunch hour, you will see a carriage, moving out of the woods, close to where you emerged. This carriage is pulled by translucent steeds. Each one trotting silently, the wheels of the carriage making the most noise.
Does this carriage have, I assume it's coming up underneath me as I'm in the tree. Does this carriage have a same ghostly driver or no driver? Or what are the, like, are there interesting markings to signify a house that I may have seen from Maelstrom?
There are no easy identifiers, no sigils, no crests like that. Normally, in Maelstrom specifically, each one of those weird rectangular prism hovercraft mark who owns them. Even the stolen ones often have like gang signs on them to show their importance to whichever group has stolen it. It's quite comical how honest everyone in Maelstrom is to their criminality.
I feel like I honestly don't give a damn. This is mine.
True. What are the guards gonna do? Take money from you? Take it back? Ooh, big threat, right? But you don't see a driver immediately. You don't see reins on these spectral steeds ushering them forward. They seem to go on their own. But it does look nice. There are stained glass side panels, I suppose, next to this heavy black wooden door. In theory, you could try to jump on top of it. I don't know if you would.
Yeah, I'm at disadvantage to do so because I have one level of exhaustion, which is fine. It was just a thought to, brace. If I were to jump down onto it, I don't know if that's like the best course of action here, but it would be a bold and daring course of action and a way to, John, give me the plot. So I'm going to roll that. And let me see if I didn't set it up on my character to prompt.
I suppose it would be either acrobatics or if you want to time it right, a different perception check.
More of a, can I stealth and land onto some portion of it where I time the landing appropriately? I could give you acrobat. They're the same, right?
Acrobatics and stealth would be the same here.
But it's like a mix of the two, right? Because you want, like, it's clanging along. You want your clang to go the same. It's like, okay, what's the right time? Okay, here we go.
That's pretty good. In 18, you land on the back end, kind of just shaking it a little bit, but not like making noise with a loud slam onto its roof, right? Your hands grab on, you wince as you pull up your body's weight, and you sort of ride the edge. You are now on top of this carriage that is moving with spectral steeds, heading downwards, going towards a...
shift myself off the end of it to make myself less conspicuous, because as you're coming down the hill, they would be able to point out what's on top of the carriage. So
Yeah.
maybe they're carrying some luggage on the back of it, or maybe not. But, just hide myself away.
Okay. You hide yourself away onto a little, L-shape almost platform that juts out. Other people would use this to put on some of the heavier luggage, like a trunk that is just sort of open air. But you land on that, sort of nestle yourself in, throw your bag or a blanket or something over you, maybe even your bedroll. Who knows if you have any sort of gear like that. Trying to obscure yourself from anyone who might look at you. You are a bobbit, so you don't nearly take up as much space as any other person. But you do have a longbow, which is long and obvious.
Yeah, there are other entrappings that I have of society that may stick out, but at the very least, to not be, I can jump off from the back of here quickly as needed.
Yeah.
To scurry away. But if there is no heavy trunks back here, maybe nobody's going to come looking. So we'll see. And what conversations I can listen into as we go by, or if people see me from the fields as we pass the fields, and then deal with that when we get to it.
Okay. You wheel along, bouncing with the carriage wheels, Rekorus. And soon as you descend, you will start to feel the warmth of this valley as the sunlight sort of is entrapped within it. The mist not covering any portion of the blue, clear sky above you. Following this paved road that you are now trapped on, in a way, you will see these figures in the field, moving slowly, but with animated precision. And Rekorus, in your own position, you will see that they are skeletons, bleached by the sun. A necromancer is here, making skeletons toil away in the fields endlessly. They kneel down onto patches of earth, others plow, some are hoeing and weeding, others are picking vegetables. From your weird position, glancing over, you will see that your carriage that you are on is heading towards a palisaded wall where you saw the city, the true heart of this town, being.
John, I stay the course. This is probably one of my ways to get in. It's not the first time I've stowed away. It won't be the last. And we need to see what's in that city. Maybe my friends are already in there and they need my help. So, gotta go.
Maybe. You hold on to your hat. You travel along with this carriage that comes up to a palisaded wall. And you will hear some conversation between a guard, and after the creaking of a door, a man's voice call out. The guard begins, of course, shouting, "Halt, who goes? Oh my! The Lord Hunter himself! I welcome you!" And after a very small moment, you will hear the door crack open. You, in a hidden position, cannot see, but you can hear the soft command of a man's voice of, "Are you going to ask me for identification again?" And the guard immediately, almost joyfully, says, No, of course not, sir. Please go right ahead." Skipping any sort of check, no security measures are taken. They don't do any searching of the carriage at all. This black spectrally steed-pulled wagon leads on. You pass by the guards. They seem quaint. No visible weapons that you saw on them, but they do look classy in their uniforms. A strange mix between greens, browns, and blues that sort of form into a mesh. It's very Victorian era-esque with their little padded pauldrons that sit on ribbons and other such tassels. Very decorative, not practical in any meaningful way. You can't help but feel somewhat spiteful.
Yeah, they have the easy life here.
It seems
I
to
want
be.
the easy life.
And living, no less.
That's right.
They were all alive, which is strange, seeing skeletons tilling in the fields, but here the living are, just sort of chilling.
Yeah. We'll have to see what comes of this.
Before I move on, what is
Yeah.
Ricarus's take on the undead?
The undead, I've only heard them on stories. I've only this is my first close-up with the undead, as it were.
Okay. So you don't have opinion on, like, necromancy or wizards summoning up evil spirits to do their bidding?
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Okay. Very
That's
pragmatic.
for them to do.
I enjoy
that's
it.
for them to do, right? I don't know.
Okay. Oh, did we get a message from
Do we
CK?
have a CK?
No, we did not. Unfortunate. Someone's messaging me stuff about things I don't care about.
True.
Ricorus. The wagon continues onward. The carriage you are being pulled by juts forward, and you, in your little sneaky position, will see outside. There is a community here of people who are standing, getting off of the road, moving their own carts and wagons in this medievalish town out of the way, and there are many people who are stopping and bowing to the carriage itself, knowing who it belongs to. Some children wave at the carriage itself and are like, "Hey!" Calling out for attention. But you don't see if there is a response to anyone on the inside.
Yeah,
Eventually.
do I hear any like names being called of the person? Because if they know who this person is, are they calling out their name?
The Lord Hunter.
The Lord Hunter. Okay.
Yes.
This doesn't do anything for any. Yeah, haven't heard
I don't
anything
think
about
so.
a Lord Hunter. I'm looking for a prince, really.
Yeah. There in the town square, almost, large 3-storied structures sort of gather around a paved, smooth stone stair with a great big fountain in the center where it's just pouring out fresh water. There are people around it, and you will see that some guards, more of these nicely dressed, military-clad-esque men, unarmed entirely, head towards the carriage and will begin to unload the passengers within. You see that they are in front of some sort of sheriff station as First Runt's body is carried out, clearly unconscious, his belongings, his stuff. Then Chad's sort of held underneath arm and shoulder, looking like a drunk that is just being carried off to a drunk tank. There is, of course, Ricorus, his nice nimbus cloud cloak billowing in the wind, tied around his body. And of course, there's Leishtung and Syl.
Damn.
Yeah.
Just gonna throw that down. They're
I
taking
am.
them into the station, the guardhouse station here, as it were.
Yeah. And then, after a brief moment, you will see him, the Lord Hunter, moving down and forward, speaking to a man outside of the station with a great big star on his chest as if he's the sheriff in town. And this Lord Hunter is dressed nicely in mostly black attire, dress suit almost. Very clashing with compared to all the like Victorian era snazzy decorative uniforms. His is simple and sleek. Tall guy, black hair, white skin, pale skin, I should truly say.
And they're speaking in common,
Yeah,
it sounds like.
they're just chatting. They're a little bit far away from the carriage itself, but no guards have moved to like your end toward this little stowing or storage area.
Yeah, as if they never store anything over here.
Yeah. I mean, essentially, you're just blending in with adventuring gear, and you have a bow, so if this guy is a hunter, it wouldn't necessarily mean that it isn't his, right?
For sure. The thing that I'm basically going to wait for is a moment to break away and be conspicuous in the sense that, well, probably got to break in there and get my boys out. They're not going to break themselves out in that kind of condition.
Yeah. So you're wanting to, like, grab all your shit and then jump off?
I could probably leave, like, the stuff to, like, sleep in or whatever, right? There's a whole city here, right? And if I get into trouble, it's like, whatever.
Well, tell me what on your character sheet you want to take. Because if it's heavy and noticeable or makes a racket, you're probably not going to be able to walk off with that. But, or in a stealthy manner. But if you're just grabbing, like, your bow or your short sword and then, you know, jumping off and then crouching down and, like, quickly moving away while everyone's distracted by this Lord Hunter, now would be the time.
I would leave the bedroll and the crowbar, and I would take probably everything else, because everything else, I would leave the torches, I guess. Get more of those later. I'm just unchecking them and we'll delete them.
Well, these are like in your backpack, right? Or attached to it. It's not like you grabbed onto when you jumped on the cart, all this stuff was on you.
Okay.
So
you said I covered myself in the bedroll, so we'll leave the bedroll on there and slip away.
Okay, give me a stealth check.
As it seems as if 22.
Very nice.
It seems as if everybody has been caught in some type of trap, or this is the type of place where they give out the invitations. I'm not sure where we have landed, really. Wasn't ever described that there would be skeletons tolling the fields. Yeah.
Okay. You jump off. It
the
does
other
not.
question I had for you was, when everybody was running up to the carriage or waving or whatever it may be, are there races of all kinds, or am I going to have a trouble blending in?
No, there's races of all kinds, for sure.
Okay, cool.
If anything, your attire is going to be the biggest throwing off, because you're wearing simple clothing from Maelstrom peasantry, essentially.
Yeah.
Everyone else looks to be in this Victorian age. You kind of look like a bum, albeit one that is armored.
Yeah, exactly. The dangerous bum.
A murder hobo, you might say.
Is there anything else that comes out of Maelstrom?
No, that is true. Hopping on down, flipping off the side, landing on the cobblestones, you quickly, tiredly, grab your shit, unload it while everyone seems to be distracted, and then trot away towards the first dark alley you can find. Nobody seems to have picked up on your presence right now, Rikoris.
Yeah. It is noon, high noon, and it is probably difficult to break in. They seem, once you're in the gates though, they seem that security's at like an all-time low. So I don't feel as if I will have a hard time breaking into this place, but I would also like to not do it at the noontime, at peak sun. So as the day marches forward, listening, watching my surroundings, taking it in, looking for a place on the side of the building that I could come up in and around, would be the thing to do. Or if people are not locking their doors when they leave their houses, like these types of things. I'm looking all around for What goes on in this town? This town is weird.
It sure is. You start to explore the city. And this town is fucking weird, Ricorus. You are taking back alley streets, passing by garbage, and there's not too much of it. So either there is a trash service, which Maelstrom has never done ever. They let the rain wash everything to wherever the fuck it goes. Or people just don't seem to be throwing out a lot of stuff. You move from garbage bin to garbage bin, looking at windows of local houses that seemed lived in enough. There are some people, industrial bakers, that are sending out this warm, welcoming smell of, oh my god, is that a cherry pie on the windowsill, Ricorus? Oh my god, there's a little scamp heading towards it right now, Ricorus. Someone is about to lose a pie cooling on their windowsill.
That could have been my pie. I let the pie get taken.
You do so.
Just to see also, like, does this kid get in trouble? Is this a normal thing? Maybe that's how that kid picks up his pie, because that's where orders are taken. I don't know.
Well, he quickly, grabs it, lifts it over his head, and then starts running like a madman away from it, deeper towards the alleyways away from you. There is soon a comical cry of, oh no, my pie! Someone's stolen my pie! Help! And then, like, a few seconds later, as if there was a policeman on the block, he will let out a whistle and then shout out, catch the pie thief, he says. And then, like, even more comically, like 30 goons dressed up in a similar uniform schemata will just start pursuing the child. Full sprint.
There's nothing to do. There's no danger in this town.
No, there's nothing.
There's just,
Other whistles are called. Some of them go just pass you by full sprint, ignoring your presence entirely. You're somewhat surprised by that, as you like duck behind a trash can. Yep. They grumble to themselves, pie thief, over and over and over again. Yeah, kinda. It's almost like a 1920s stooge movie, or a, what's his name? Charlie Chaplin film, in a way.
Yeah.
Just with sound.
No, this is very strange. So everyone seems to be very polite to each other. There's one crime, and they call the whole city, comically, as it were. Man. Maybe I should just, like, walk in the front fucking door over there and, like, go talk to them. Like, it's, like, the thing that crosses my mind. Like, wait a second. Like, because they're not even running after him with any weapons. They don't even have any weapons.
Yeah,
like,
no
what
weapons.
is going on?
The fact that you are armed would be a massive surprise, though. You'd have to, like, dress down if you, like, walked into the sheriff's station.
Yeah, like, and persuade them that I am, like, from Maelstrom and these are my boys. Sounds difficult, but let's do it, John. I'm going to stash a bunch of my stuff, and I'm going to primp myself like a cat would. Okay, look nice. Look like you haven't been adventuring.
Yeah. Tell me where you're stashing your stuff. It may be important.
We're gonna do it around the corner from the guard station here. The first alley I ducked into.
Okay. Are you just putting it out in the open? Are you hiding it behind something?
But if there's any crates or anything around here, I would like put it behind some crates and roll me junk in the alley. You said there wasn't much stuff that they throw out, but
yeah,
maybe they got a delivery recently. I don't know.
You can find some dumpsters, I suppose. Not in the... Actually, there wouldn't be dumpsters. You will find a, like, old-timey barrel.
Barrels? Yeah, they'd be, like, large barrels.
You find a barrel that is sort of lined with a trash bag. And then, thinking cleverly, because I'm going to help you out here, you can lift up the trash bag, put your shit under it, and then put the trash bag over it. That way, you have perfect concealment.
Score it with, like, my own symbol. Like,
yeah.
This is the one.
You could not miss it for the world.
Cool.
You quickly make yourself look nice. You will take off your armor, because wearing armor seems to be a no-go here.
Yeah, seems like not the plan.
Yeah. In your common peasantry clothes, sweat-stained from all your running across 20 days of field, you will head up to the police station. The Lord Hunter's stuff is gone, but, like, your stuff that you had on it has been moved to the front door of the, like, sheriff station. Yeah. It's just, like, there, ready to be claimed. As if the Lord Hunter saw it as he walked back, just threw it off, and then, like, they went to go clean it.
Trash off of my vehicle.
Yeah, like, who the fuck did this shit?
Sure, I step through it or over it, and I don't know if the door is open or...
Yeah, it's unlocked. You see... Let me change the music a little from this super dramatic rhythm beat to...
The town is giving me the vibe, and I'm going with that vibe.
Yeah. Something a bit more jolly and productive.
Temer wants the murder hobo time, but we will save that for later.
Birds are chirping. Things are calm here in Mystere. That may be way too loud. Yeah, that's way too loud. Let's turn it down just a little bit.
Are you calm?
Oh, there's a new prediction in chat, everybody. Take a look.
Yeah. I'm not going to look at it. That way I won't taint the prediction. Recorus, you walk into the sheriff station and you see some of those policemen just talking and smoking pipes next to a big warm fireplace that for no reason is completely lit and is maintaining a fire. They seem to be talking about, oh, did you hear that Betsy got knocked up? Ho 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 ho, I'm a sexist dog too, my friend. What about that chap who just stole that pie? I hope we catch him. Things like that. And then there's the desk sergeant who has great big mutton chops, a hat that is taken off and put on the thing. He's currently reading or writing something within a clipboard. And as you walk in, a little bell, ding 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 ding. The two guards look over. Oh, we've got a guest! Oh, desk sergeant, your time is up! And the grumbling sergeant looks up and stands up and is like, oh, my good man! What are you doing here? How can I help you?
I think you have 3 people captured here that are under my... Well, I describe the people that I'm talking about to him. You have you have Syl, and you have Chad, and then I go on to describe them, and you have Runt, you have...
Oh yes, the little Bobbit and his friends!
Yeah.
Yes, the Nappers!
I'm wondering, 1, how did they end up here? And 2, what do I do to get them out of jail? This looks like a jail.
Oh no, not a jail! They're simply tired, having fallen asleep in the forest. Our Lord Hunter, out of civic duty, has brought them here to us, in case they are ne'er-do-wells, villains, thieves. We're trying to identify them. You know these people?
I do. I am the,
Oh, in what relation do you have? He begins to get a new folder and starts writing something down.
Yeah, I'm the lead of our group, and we got lost and split up in the mists. I
was
myself, but...
My good man, do you have an invitation by chance on you? You were supposed to be met by the checkpoint, not show up through our city.
I do not. But, since I didn't fall asleep in the mist and weren't attacked by anything in the mist, isn't that invitation enough?
He thinks for a moment. The other 2 guards, who are smoking pipes standing by the fire. overhearing this entire thing, look at each other. Look back to one another. Look up to the ceiling. No, I can't say it does. I think you might actually have been invited here. That's... Huh. Well, that's a first, I think. And they just look completely confused, unsure what to do now.
Astonished. Like, well,
this is, this has never happened before, clearly.
Off the books that, like, that's not a thing that existed in their brain space, and it's just totally flabbergasted them.
Yes, Sergeant, should you call the magistrate and see what he has to say? The desk sergeant thinks for a moment, looking at Recorus as if he was about to say something.
Yeah, my journey has brought me to find the Prince of Maelstrom, as I hear that he is being sheltered here in Mystere.
The Prince of Maelstrom? Never heard of it.
Never. Have you heard of Maelstrom?
No. I know the word.
Sure. Maelstrom is a city just to the north of here. That's where we have come from.
What? There's no cities outside of here.
Well, outside of the mist, there is.
No, there's not.
How else do you think people would get here?
They're brigands, bandits, try to get the good stuff.
Maybe. If you travel far enough, you will exit the mist and you will find cities, great cities. I could tell you more about it, but time is somewhat of the essence. If you do have to call the magistrate, then do call them. But I will need my companions to come with me, as they are part of
We'll call him here, I believe. I don't think this has ever happened before. We may even call the historian. You wait right here, young man. Get this man some cocoa, you sons of bitch, and make yourself busy. And the two guys immediately put down their pipes, and they're like, oh shit, we're actually having to do stuff.
And they berating them like they're the criminals. Wait a second. Hey, get to fucking work again.
It's true. And they do. One will pull out a chair, another will be like, oh, you must be so tired from your journey, and I know how awful it is out there. Spirit beasts and dangers and murderers trying to kill everyone you know and love. That must have been a trying experience, young man.
You have just described my whole life. Yes. Also, I should collect my things. I have left them out front. Do you want...
Oh, that was your stuff on the Lord Hunter's carriage?
Yeah, I was standing on just inside the mist at the top of the valley, and I point to like where I was, and then I came in on the back of the carriage.
Oh my! We definitely need to get the deportation officer in here as well.
Okay. We go and collect my stuff.
Yeah. They'll bring in your not your backpack, but all the shit you left behind, essentially. Your sleeping bag, your bedroll. Some guy will produce you a hot cocoa. It's fucking delicious. Made with some sort of rich milk. And another guy will bring you back, like, a pie slice. From the same pie that a child was...
familiar.
Yeah. Either the same baker made it, or that kid was caught apprehended, and then they just kept the pie to themselves.
ACAB, of course, right?
Yeah.
Of course they would.
Do you eat it?
I am, like, I go to, like, take a small sip of the cocoa as if I'm sipping it, but I'm still not sure what's going on at this place. So I do the, like, fake sip.
Oh, okay.
You get
You're
a little
faking
taste, but, like, it's, like, the fake sip of it.
Yeah. Many people will call you out on this and be like, oh, this Bobbin, he doesn't have an appetite like all the ones we have. Laughing about what is essentially a racial stereotype of hobbits being fat and having big stomachs.
I'm also the stoutest, like, hobbit I've ever seen. Like,
for
tallest
sure.
And fattest.
Either way, after a bit of hubbubaloo, you will be met by a tallish, lanky man who is wearing a great big coat, and then a sharply dressed female officer who is wearing a big sash around her chest. that quite literally just says deportation on it in bold print and comically oversized font, like Comic Sans almost.
As if they've never had to do their job before. And
Yeah, for sure.
Yourself.
They look and maintain the serious, "Oh, I can't believe somebody slipped by our guard. This is the first time it's ever happened in 6,000 years. The magistrate will come up and get the story. What story do you tell this magistrate of how you made it through the mist, and are you put off by the fact that he thinks that's impossible?
I tell him in excruciating detail how boring and unassuming the mist was for me to walk through, and that I was on peak alert the whole time, and eventually made my way into a tree on the other side of the mist, and that making my way on the carriage, maybe you would want to inspect all carriages that come into the city. I give him like a pointer, like, hey, by the way, your guards at the front door would have caught me if they had inspected the carriage. Like giving him that I am full faith, not hiding things, that I'm not a threat to him.
I see. The magistrate nods his head, taking and writing down your advice, which he then smartly just hands over to the deportation officer, who snatches it, looks at it, crumples it up, and then eats the paper. Taking like 30 seconds to chew through it.
Deportation Ozark is here.
Yeah, before just swallowing it down. Quite rudely, and the magistrate, okay, what the fuck? Well, I don't know which ones your friends are exactly, but the fact that they're unconscious and you're not is a curiosity.
Are there any magics that keep you safe while wandering through the mist? Maybe there is
We don't
or if
leave.
you are pure of heart, or what other fairy tale like signals are there?
We don't leave, ever.
So you just entertain. If you never leave, then how do people get invitations?
That's up to our diplomancers. I'm sorry, I'm not part of the Council of Elders who run the city. I'm just here to push paperwork and make sure everything's shipped up and square. You must have had an invitation. One of your members who were there, had to have been part of it, at the very least. You wouldn't have been able to make it through the mist elsewhere. Elsewhere?
Then do you want to give me another copy of our invitation?
I don't have your copy.
We can wake up the other members of the team and
Well,
see if
that's-
one of them was keeping one on them.
That may not happen, my good man. Here, follow me. Come, Death Sergeant! And the Death Sergeant stands to attention. The deportation officer follows you smartly.
Fuck.
Yeah. And almost like the Treasure Island guys, these three stooges walk in front of you to open the door and show you to the jail cells, where you will find a number of people in essentially hospital beds with IVs hooked up to them, wasting away. And although there are metal bars in front of them, your friends haven't even been, like, set up yet. Because it's only been, like, 2
Crumpled
hours.
in a pile.
Yeah, well, you know, they're laying down next to one another. But yeah, there are, like, 50 people here who are just sleeping.
Once one falls asleep in the mist, they never wake up?
The magistrate, I assume you're asking this question
yeah,
to.
I turned to the magistrate.
Yes. Essentially. Not until they're out of the mist, which, our diplomancers sometimes take them out. Others kind of just wander away after waking up. And then others wake up, seem perfectly fine, and we induct them into the town. They lost their memories, as it were. And we can't just rightfully let them leave back into the mist. It would be a crime against humanity.
I mean, what protects the Lord Hunter against the mist, then?
You'd have to
Seems
ask
like-
him.
Seems like Lord Hunter can wander through the mists as they please.
You'd have to ask him.
Interesting.
His
Well,
office
am I-
is just down the road and to the
Yeah,
left.
Am I welcome in your town as a pseudo-free citizen, or what are the next steps in...
We
You're
can
not
get you a
locking- it
guest
doesn't-
pass. We would
it
have to
doesn't
give
look like
you...
You're locking me up.
No, of course not. We'd never lock anyone up if they haven't committed a crime. Have you committed a crime, young man?
Not that I'm aware of. And not
Well.
while in your city.
Well, we've signed the Charter of Confederation for the city-states of Klovisa. You are under their protection, and as well as ours. So long as you don't do any crime like vandalism or being a heinous actor, I don't see any reason why we shouldn't let you do as you need to. It's just a very rare thing. You might be considered a novelty. You could be our next celebrity. We only have one other guy. Well, his wife too, I suppose, but we don't like her very much because she's rude. But the Lord Hunter's great. We love that guy. He tells us stories and sits down with us and is super nice about everything.
The only thing I could tell stories about is Maelstrom, so if you want me to sit down with a historian, I could absolutely do that.
Yes, please. Our historian would love to hear everything you have to say. He would undoubtedly make 17 articles and newsworthy rumor stories in his newspaper as well.
Absolutely.
We may call him the historian, but at this point, he's just a gossip mill. He runs his own printing press on his own. It's great.
Someone's got to get the word out.
True. After all,
Yeah.
someone needs to tell that little Timmy needs to stop stealing pies.
I described the boy. Is that the boy who keeps stealing pies? I think I
You
saw
know
him
Timmy?
earlier.
Were you
saw
there?
him.
Were you a... Oh, you were a witness! We have a witness! Yes! The magistrate cheers and shouts for a desk sergeant to get the lawyers.
Maybe this gets me my invitation after all. It seems like you don't have much crime in this city.
We don't, but the legal process takes years. Little Timmy is going to be on trial for nearly most of his childhood now for stealing this pie.
Could I pay for his pie that he has stolen?
What? What do you mean buy?
Well, where I come from, we have coins, and I pull out a gold coin that we use to pay for things. When
He,
somebody
like, backs away from it? Oh, you use currency, don't you?
Yeah,
We don't deal with that here.
it's an easier way to do large transactions, but maybe you don't have such large transactions.
No, we don't.
It also seems that you don't also have to produce your own food, as you have the skeletons working for you out in the fields. Like, what? Anything?
The skeletons?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
So, beyond the walls of the city, have you ever been?
No? Should I?
Okay.
Why?
I mean, we could take a walk, and we could go look at the fields and who are working the fields to get you your
No,
food from
no,
the
that
city.
sounds dangerous. I don't want to do that.
But I would be there to protect you. The one who has walked through the mist walker. My friends called me Angel Bane before they went to sleep, and I tell them the story of how I slew an angel before.
Has
we got
anyone
here.
ever told you that that name is especially cringe?
No, and I don't think they ever would, but you seem quite impressed.
No, I will call it cringe. We're an honest folk here. It's pretty cringe. Anyway, which ones are your friends? These ones? That one? Those guys came in like 3.5 months ago.
The most recent ones that just got unloaded. And
Oh.
I point out Runt, Rarik, Leishtang, Chad, and Sil.
You go to the first cage that is here. They show you, and you just point at these dumb fucks. Their shit is
also-
on their bodies. Their weapons have been confiscated, but there does not seem to have been, like, a truly huge rundown. They left, like, all of the magical gear that wasn't clearly a weapon.
I also do a rundown of the other people I see around here. Do any of them look familiar, or any of them like out of place, or?
Give me a Charisma check. Recognize some people.
There you go, John.
A 13. Well, how could you not recognize the Prince of Maelstrom, who's been in the news all this time, currently laid on his side with an IV drip connected to his arm? You do see, like, 4 others in his cell, and then, like, next to the other cell are people wearing similar clothing as the others. It seems to be some sort of weird situation they got going on.
Yeah, interesting. So I also know one more person as I'm looking around and they're getting, I don't know if they're doing anything to the crew, but have you tried to wake these people up, or is there any, do you
No,
splash
the
them with
diplomancers
water,
do all of
or-
that. They take them outside, let them go. Catch and release, right? They stumbled into the fog, it's their fault they got unconscious. But it would be inhumane to leave them there to die.
True. Well, there's one more person I know here, and I point to the Prince of Maelstrom.
Oh, this one.
This one.
Yes? Who is he? Tell us.
Well, he's the Prince of Maelstrom.
The desk sergeant shouts out, Maelstrom's a city! Oh, okay.
The city I'm from.
The magistrate nods, like, okay, well.
CK is here.
Oh, hell yeah.
And with that, we'll
We're
take
gonna
a
take
brief moment.
our
to
first
find out
break.
What happens next.
We'll be right
Also,
back,
I
everyone.
think we're sleeping.
We're back, everyone. Welcome back with the titular, the most necessary, the strongest pro tag of them all, the killer of Igor, the dog whisperer himself, Volcano Tamer, Lei Stung, also known as CK. Welcome to the stream.
I like Volcano Tamer.
Minecraft Steve for Halloween.
Nice. That's awesome.
Hmm.
I hear that you are a regular on the show, but is that the case? Oh, you're gone now.
He hit his camera too hard and may have actually broke something.
Okay.
The camera's recoverable.
You good, Chief?
He was Minecrafting too
Get
close.
immediately on,
Not even
throw
30
your
seconds.
camera to the
Not-
floor.
Even 30 seconds and I was counting.
Dude.
Oh, yeah?
Based.
Where's your
Good work,
mask?
Teabag people.
Oh my
I
god.
love it.
Great.
Anyway,
You are a
Minecraft
Minecraft
guys.
character. Well, welcome back, CK. It's been a minute.
So good to be back. I've missed this shit. Like, you have no idea.
I bet. Are you just working for your life right now? What's going on in CK land? Catch us up.
Dude, shit's just been fucking stressful. And, like, personal life and work life, it's just like, dude, fuck off. Leave me alone.
Okay.
Just give me money and call it a fucking day. Why does there be drama around everything? Like,
I don't know. But I'm glad you're here. I welcome
glad
you
to be
back.
here. I miss all you guys. You guys are so fucking cool. Did I ever guys tell you that? It's
No.
live on camera now.
You've
You guys
been
are
gone
fucking
so
good.
long, CK. I'm
Okay.
not even Vegeta anymore.
It's true.
Yeah, you're more like Light from Death Note. You're like ready to like take on the world now.
Eric's gone through 3 separate characters while you've been gone, bro. Where you been?
True.
3?
Each one
Yeah,
just
watch
keeps
Squad.
dying, bro.
It just keeps dying.
Really sad.
You're level like 9.
No, Syl and Rarick get me killed.
True. Brandon and Devin otherwise. Anyway, a lot has happened, Lei Stung, but currently we're in a weird situation right now.
I just came out of limbo. I don't know what's going on.
You walked into the woods filled with mist, thinking that all you had to do was walk straight and you'd make it to a city-state. You guys are
Oh, what
looking
nice.
for the
Direct-
Prince of Maelstrom. The beautiful Prince of Maelstrom. And you, Lei Stung, the tiefling barbarian of the dog, are dreaming right now. You don't know you're dreaming. You think you're in the woods, walking through the mist of tall, hideous trees.
I don't call them hideous, but you know, like
No, they're
seem
hideous.
alright.
They're awful trees. They don't smell good. They smell fake. Lei Stung. And Lei
This is not the
Stung,
nature I know.
we gotta have a talk. Because you, as you are staring into the mist, trying to find your way to home. Oh, God. How terrible. You will see a entity standing, a silhouette that seems quite familiar to you.
John, could you describe the shape of this silhouette for me?
Horned, wearing a cloak, a cape, a cowl. And as he turns to you, you see the face of your father. The one you've chased for so long, becoming partially like him at first, and then moving down your own road.
I like wave to him and like to see if he responds and like wade to him.
He does respond as he calls out your name, Lei Stung. Why are you
Pop.
here?
Papi, ¿los quieres? ¿Por qué los dos?
I don't speak Spanish, son. We speak common here.
Okay. Oh, what do you mean? Why am I here? Why the fuck are you here? Where have you been? What?
I've been here the whole time.
Where's here?
The mist. He gestures around.
The mist? Isn't this like the way to like a city? Why are you just in between towns, just hanging out?
I'm on the
You've
road.
been gone on the road for how long? How long are you gonna stay on the road for, motherfucker?
A few weeks. We were going to the next venue.
Venue?
He unfurls his cloak and you see him in full wrestling attire for
There's no
his
way.
super MMA competition. He's got his harness on. He's wearing the loincloth getup. His knees have pads on them for throwing himself and others around stage. He's got the big boots on and no pants between
Nice.
waist to ankle, I suppose. He does a flexing, fatherly pose that he did on the calendar of wrestlers that you've always kept in your room while growing up without this man. I am the volcano, Leishtung, and I am called to battle, but what about you? You aren't supposed to be here.
I got the same call, I guess. I'm here to take names and kick ass.
Hmm.
You know you've been gone for like more than like a decade?
No, I haven't. It's only been a few weeks.
Have you met a dog on a mountain by any chance?
A what?
Alright, never mind.
Immediately, Leishtung, as soon as you say that, it was kind of as a joke, you hear a barking behind you.
Hmm?
And you turn around, and there's Century. But unlike all your other interactions with him, spoken through tells of body language, of bark, 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 and then translating that through speak with animals, you instead hear the words that he is being said that says, Leishtung, wake the fuck up! You're in a dream! And your father immediately shouts out, No, 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 son! You're not in a dream! It's only been a few weeks! I was heading home!
I'm like standing between the two of them, like looking at either of them, and it feels like the room's like getting big and small at the same time. Not the room, but you know, like the space around me.
The
It's
mist,
like
yes.
It's like fish lensing. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Century, you can't speak words. What the fuck? What are you doing here? This doesn't make any sense. I'm losing my mind.
Yeah, make me an intelligence saving throw as you realize you're losing your mind.
All right, let's look at the fucking first rate team roll of.
It's been a
Leishtung
while.
Black.
Let's see how lucky you are coming back in. Oh, the natural 20!
God.
Oh shit. Oh.
It could not have been more expertly timed, Leishtung, as you realize you're going insane. This mist is driving you insane. Leishtung can't speak. Your father's been dead for years. You remember his funeral. You fucking buried him. You might not have buried his body, but you buried his ghost. And as you look at this miscreant, this apparition that is confusing you, that is abusing your father's memory,
Yeah,
you look to Century, his spiritual form, at least, glowing with lightly yellow particles, the same color as his fur.
Oh.
You will hear a dog's bark, and it will command you to wake up. And we jump scenes back to Rechoris, as Leishtung bolts upright as if literally pulled on strings, as he stands to his full height. The magistrate, the death sergeant, the deportation officer just scream out in unison.
They're all over the floor now.
Leishtung, you're back.
Back from when?
You were asleep. You fell asleep in the mist.
Who are you?
Rechoris.
You know Recorus, he's that guy Rarik's uncle hired for you all. You're just gonna have to go with it, CK.
Yeah. You know, yeah, I do remember you. Kinda. Not really my biggest concern.
Yeah,
What the fuck is the mist doing?
it protects the city.
By just traumatizing people away?
Yeah.
The magistrate, the deportation officer, as well as the desk sergeant flee from the room, screaming in panic, shouting, "He woke up! One of them woke up!"
Can you look for an invitation, maybe on Brunt or Sill? Because they went and talked to the diplomat from Mystere.
Devin, you can shout at them if you want now.
Can I pat down my body, like, what the fuck? What do I have on? I'm fully clothed and everything.
You have
You're
all your
fully
stuff, but your
clothed,
actual
you're
weapons.
armored, but you have no weapons.
Okay.
Not that it matters to you. You're a barbarian. Who cares?
I don't know.
Yeah. I instruct you to look for an invitation from the diplomat. That would be on Brunt or Sill. As you're in a prison-ish cell. We're on opposite sides of the bars.
Indeed.
You know, I broke out of prison before.
Right, but there's no need to break out of this one. Everyone's very nice here.
Oh, okay, it's a nice prison. Like, alright.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Just find that invitation. We'll be good to go. Maybe we'll be able to wake up the other ones. Maybe they'll grab a diplomat. I'm not sure. This place is weird, but get to it.
Okay. I'm gonna, pinch myself in silence and be like, what? Awake? I'm gonna really give myself a go at it, too. I'm like, I better be awake.
Yeah, you're awake.
Okay. I look around. Does this cell, look big, small? What's going on?
It is big enough for 5 people to lay down arm to arm in, so it's kind of small, kind of big. It's a medium-sized jail cell. All right, I'm questioning the party. Who had the invitation? Unmute yourselves.
One of the 2 people who talked with the diplomat, which means it either would have been Sill or Rarik.
Rarik, is it on your sheet?
Nope.
I know it's not on Brand's sheet, but I'm gonna check anyway.
Man, imagine writing things that you get on your character sheet. I really wanted to lie and say it was me, but I also know that if it was me, I would have put it on my character sheet, and it's not there, so...
It's not on my sheet, John, but I know we had it.
The player, Eric, forgot who went to that conversation, but it was Sill for sure went. But I thought
Yeah,
it was
it
still in
was-
Merrick.
It was Sill and Rarik.
Got it.
It's a letter from a dead colleague. I don't think that's...
No, I'm pretty sure it's part of his background.
Where's Mr. Underground for this audit?
Oh my god, you guys don't have an invitation. Chat's shaking his head. He woke up to play D&D, and you
Come
guys
back
are
to
stuck.
guys.
Yeah, I think last session I spent the whole thing knocked out because John attacked me with 50 damage in 1 turn. This time I'm just gonna be unconscious because of roleplay. I just love the game.
You love the game so much, don't you?
Brunt, if the game was more formulaic, we could get through scenes faster.
True.
Oh yeah, no, if there were more phases and ways for us to interact with mechanics in a more linear and railroady way, then perhaps this wouldn't happen.
Maybe. Well,
I don't know, John. I got to get the plot. I got to get in here. Leishtung, are you? Did you find it, Leishtung? Tell me.
Dude, there's nothing in here. I'm not gonna hold you.
You're finding. You're pulling out weird components out of silicon. Just,
Yeah.
Put it back.
potions,
put it back,
diamonds, you find a crystal ball. You find a dude's holy symbol, which he kept after he died.
Oh, there's the hat that
The hat of disguised self, yeah.
yeah, that was given to Hadood. Yep. All right.
Is this bag a magic big bag, or is it just a regular bag?
Just a regular bag.
Okay, I was gonna.
We don't have
myself
magic bags in this world. Yeah, we
That's
don't
true.
have magic bags in this world. They're bullshit.
You can't torpedo my campaign. Bag of holding.
So Yeah, I don't know how you woke up, Leishtung, but whatever you did to yourself, do it to them.
I didn't really do it myself, is the thing. I kind of got yelled at by Sentry.
Well, have Sentry yell at them. Who's Sentry, by the way?
Oh. You don't know about the dog. I have a dog. I'm like magic dog.
A what?
Are we gonna hand wave this hour-long conversation you needed to catch him up
I'm
to
not
you?
gonna explain to him that I have a magic dog. I'm just gonna tell him I have a magic dog, and I'm like,
Okay.
I don't know.
And then
I'll
they come running
meditate
back
about
in.
it, maybe see if that works.
Okay. You will be rejoined in like.
I also point out the Prince of Maelstrom's right over there in that cell. Like, they've all left us here alone?
Yep.
Okay. Weird.
Wait, the Prince of Maelstrom is here?
He's right over there, laying on his side. Looks like he's got IV fluids in him.
Is he awake?
Fucking weird, right? No, he's not awake. He's asleep.
Oh, is he missed up? Is that why you're asking?
Everyone in here who's asleep went through the mist and got fucked up by it.
Alright.
I walked through the mist, no problem. Not sure. Maybe it went over my head, the one joke that everyone likes to make.
Hey, Sean, what are you doing?
Alright. I don't know about... Listen, Uncle, I need you to come here. Wait, you're in the same cell or you're in a different cell? You're in a different cell.
All 5 of you are in the same cell, and I'm in the hallway outside of the cell.
Okay. Cool. What are you in a different cell?
I mean, I walked into the city on my own 2 feet.
Ah.
La 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 la. Looking for y'all, and y'all were unloaded from a carriage, and then I hopped off that carriage, and I looked around the city, and the city is very safe, so I decided to walk in here and talk to them, rather than murder hobo it up.
That's a good call. I appreciate your efforts. You know, I'm gonna be honest, I said I kind of remember you, I really don't.
That's fine. The mist does weird things to people, I'm not surprised, so...
I don't think it's that, but okay.
Is this going over my head again?
I don't know about that meme either.
It seems like the mist has affected Wei Shang's memory. Records, you remember just the other day having a deep and enticing conversation with him around the campfire about your hopes and dreams.
I'm being blackpilled on toast politics.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Did I blackpill you on toast politics? Nice. Well, welcome to the club.
Alright, now we're gaslighting CK. Oh.
Alright.
But yeah, I don't know what you're going to do, but they're going to come back. We might get deported. I'm a figment of their imagination, maybe, because like nobody walks just through the mist, apparently. But they have diplomats that take people out of here, so we should try to talk to them about getting those diplomats to take us and the prince the fuck out of here.
Wait, are we inside?
We're in Mystere. We're in Mystere.
You're in Mystere. Alright, cool. I know where that is. I know what's happening.
Yeah, it has a ring of mist around it. You come into the mist. It has a valley, and the valley has skeletons working all the fields around the city. And you come into the city, all the guards have nothing to do.
Yeah, I we kind of just went through all this. I know about that.
So what are you gonna do, bud? You gonna wake him up?
Right. I'm gonna try and wake him up. I'm gonna do I'm gonna use whatever magic I can. I'm magical because I have.
So you're gonna rage and attack them?
No, I'm gonna I don't know. I'm gonna rage and I'm gonna pop a rage. I'm gonna turn into a dog and then
What? You're just gonna start barking at them like a madman?
Yeah, I'm gonna when you rage, you kind of take on the appearance of your totem animal. Mine's a dog. I kind of werewolf it up a bit. I don't know. We never really talked about the aesthetics of rage.
True, we haven't. Give me a intimidation check at disadvantage because you're exhausted. No, you're wounded. Never mind.
All right, intimidation at disadvantage. Wow.
Yeah, just yell. Give me some yells. Wow, that's a 1. You're just, you're not feeling it. You're tired. You're exhausted. You think for a moment like, wow, I could do something much better with my time. What is it that you think is much better with your time?
I like shake him a little bit.
Who do you shake first?
I'm gonna shake up my boy Chad. He's like, hey,
Chad, you are within the dream that is this. You were just going to sleep to wait off whatever magical effect, and then you feel Lei Stung's hand on your shoulder. And you're like, oh.
Yeah, I'm still enraged. It's like a paw.
Yeah, and you just wake up.
Nerd. Oh. You're
Mark. Welcome. What? Where?
Sorry. I was like doing the thing.
Fast track it. We're in Mystere. You're in the prison. You're safe-ish. Wake the other ones up. Let's go.
Yeah, we gotta wake everyone up.
Okay.
All right, Klein. All right, class. Time to go upstairs from lunch. Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah. You guys just start making noise at each other or shaking people awake?
Oh yeah, I'm shaking people awake.
Okay. Soon enough, Rarick and Runt, you will be brought up to awake. Syl will also wake up. Look left, look right. How dare you interrupt my beauty sleep as he turns around and goes back to napping.
Okay.
Puts one finger out. How dare you?
Fuck off, Lei Stung.
What? What is?
Welcome to Mystere, everybody. Y'all didn't
Yo.
make it through, but I made it through.
Why
What
do
was
I
everyone
feel?
else's drug trip?
Why do I feel lighter than I normally do? I feel like
You have none
I'm
of your
missing.
weapons on you.
Yeah, our shits are gone.
Oh, all 6 of my daggers. Damn.
You had 6 of them? I don't know. Look,
Oh.
right.
Don't you?
Chad's
You
like,
like
I have.
stabbing people, don't you?
Chad's like, nope.
I
So
mean,
we're
obviously,
like 2 weapons at me, and then
All right.
like some range.
So we're in
anyway,
a cell, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, focus. Did we get an invitation to Mystere? Like, where'd the invitation go?
that would be to Mr. Nobleman over there.
No,
Since you know.
he had it, and I point at Cell.
Self gives you the bird.
Power.
Still who is asleep?
Cell's asleep. Like fuck you.
No, I'm pretty sure it was, your idea, Ririk, to go and use the assassins to talk to the diplomat from Mystere, and he you told us he specifically handed you the invite because you were the one who talked to him, and Syl was like your bodyguard. So, like, did you
Right,
fucking shit it out
honestly,
somewhere?
I don't know if it's the mist. I have no idea what you're talking about. All right, man. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Are you okay? Was the mist must have messed with your head a bit?
No wonder your father
I mean-
thought you were such a coward. John, I turn around and I go walk over to the cell that has the Prince of Maelstrom in it. Is the cell unlocked? Do they lock these things?
Yeah, they lock him.
Okay, it's like locked, clang, clang.
Uh-huh.
Clang. Or like look around for like
I mean,
a key or something.
You could, grab a stick or, one of the batons that are sort of on the wall that are just never used, covered in dust, and, poke the guy, if that's what you want.
Is there a window out to the outside?
No, there's not.
No.
It is entirely indoors.
Yeah, I would do that then if there's something along those lines to reach him through the bars.
Yeah, you kick him, or not kick him,
Gently
but you
poke him.
stab him, poke him with a stick, and you'll see him twitch. Oh,
Has ever seen the episode of Friends with the chopsticks?
no.
What?
You lost me at have you seen the episode of Friends?
Same.
I'm gonna be
You
like,
lost me
"Guys,
at have
don't
you
worry."
seen. Everyone knows I'm blind.
True.
I'm gonna say, guys, don't worry. I will come back for you, and I'm going to dimension door outside the cell.
You should take somebody with you.
I don't.
Okay.
As soon as he disappears, thank God he's fucking gone. How do you lose a goddamn letter?
He's like outside the cell.
Yeah,
We're looking at him.
All right, describe to me exactly what you dimension door to.
So there's a cell, right? Like
Uh-huh.
right outside the cell, like to the hallway or whatever.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
imagining like a hallway, and then like cell.
Okay, I thought you said out of the building.
No,
I'm sorry.
no.
You
These people are
dimension door 20 feet
These people are not dangerous. We should not attack them.
Don't worry, I'll come back for you. And I start running.
You head out.
Okay, good. Now that he's actually gone,
A
who the
fucking
fuck loses a
coward.
letter?
What a coward.
Give me a dexterity saving throw, Rarick.
Oh no.
You know what? Give him 2. I'm gonna try and trip you on the way out too. Fuck you.
I'm not in the same cell as you.
Yeah, you're outside. I can stick my foot through a bar, my hand through a bar, and try and trip you out. Fuck
Devin's
you.
so white he doesn't know what a prison looks like. Okay, he can't put it in his mind.
Whoa.
Wow.
On
you're
camera?
Florida man.
What
Actually,
a
you're
fucking
Florida
man.
Rarick runs, throws open the door, bumps into a guy. Oh, fuck. The desk sergeant spills hot cocoa all over himself. He's like, no, my uniform! You rush out the door that you see sunlight coming through. You jump, and then you immediately fall as you realize that all of your shit, my good friend, Bobbit Ricorus, was not successfully brought in all the way. The sleeping bag was still out there. There's no point in bringing it inside. Your boot touches the soft, quilty fabric, and you slip down the stairs, suffering 7 damage.
7 damage from slipping downstairs?
They're very hard
No,
stairs.
These are very
People get
brutal.
life alerts for tripping down the stairs. What the
Dad
you don't have
yells,
your
have a
hands
nice
available.
trip.
You don't have your
The
hands
worst part
available
about
to catch
this-
your-
I'm
What's
sorry?
about this is I had 10 HP, and then John made me randomly take 4 damage
Oh,
last
please tell me
session
this
because he was
knocks him out.
annoyed. And now I don't have enough HP and I'm down. Because of that. Thank you, John.
Is there?
I hear the commotion
Holy
about hot
shit.
chocolate.
40 chest
That's
you.
insane.
I'm
Oh,
seven
my
days
bad.
in.
I'm sorry. I thought you were a sorcerer with the tough feet or something. I thought I could throw 2d6 damage at you without having to worry, but again, I guess not.
John, I hear the cocoa and the commotion. I go running.
You run, one guy is like standing over Rarick's body, now unconscious again. He's like, oh my god, quickly call a doctor! There's an ambulance that's already on the way, just a cart with a big red T marked on it. They're just being whipped hurriedly.
That's what happens when you wake up too fast from the mist, I guess.
Rarick, we're not gonna do death saves, but that is funny that it knocked you out immediately.
And it only knocked me out because a week prior, you randomly made me take 4 damage.
And you don't know how short rests work.
True.
Yeah, and I don't
Get-
know how short rests work as
Get
well.
fucked, the loser.
Dude, it's been a week. Where's your hit dice at? I didn't see you
Hit
rolling
dice,
that.
bro. Rarick is given quick sutures and a cold compress to stop any sort of concussion from forming. If he isn't suffering from one
Be
already.
awake in 2 hours.
2 hours you'll wake up. But the doctors start coming in. Fucking Rarick, or not Rarick. Of course, you woke up the Prince Maelstrom. He was like, "What?" And then he immediately ran after him. The Prince of Maelstrom. Oh, we'll start waking up his team after like, what the fuck? Hey, wake up! Get up! Get the fuck up! Starting to shout out and shove them. And eventually other people will start to wake up.
Runt is down there. Can talk to
Yeah.
the prince.
Yeah.
Runt, what's up?
I guess he'll see the prince like awake now that he's starting to like get his bearings about where the fuck he is and who is around him, and he's gonna be like, hey, Prince,
Runt? Is that you?
yeah, we found you. And he just kind of shrugs like, hey,
What the fuck is happening?
you know, I have no idea. I was pushed into some mist, and I just walked around a bit, and the next thing I knew, I took a dirt nap, and I was woken up rudely here.
Another guy goes, to say the same thing of like, I got thrown in here too! This isn't my fault! I'm innocent! Another guy shouts out like, I was just trying to get to safety!
I play the harmonica.
You start playing the harmonica. It's a really big Blues Brothers moment as suddenly 50 people who were unconscious are now awake and are starting to try to get the story of where everyone is at and if they recognize any people. Apparently, the people furthest away from the front door, and assumedly the longest guests here, are truly the most confused. Many of them unsure what the fuck's happening. And after a little while, a doctor and several town official-looking people will call out, Okay, everybody calm down, this older gentleman scholar. It seems like you have all awoken. What? Well, except for that guy. He points to Rarik's body.
He deserved it.
Idiot.
It was really funny.
I need you all to remain calm. This has never happened before. We will try to get through every one of your stories.
You mean no one's died to a robe before?
A road? No, roads don't kill people. People kill
I
people.
said robe.
What's a robe? No, I'm kidding. I'm fucking with you. Alrighty. First of all, Mr. Recorus, I'm told you have a story for us. I'm assumedly everyone else does as well. We're gonna try to get you on out of here, on your ways, as soon as possible. I please ask for your patience. Thank you.
Hello.
Yes. You, Recorus, will be taken to a side room. Essentially the sheriff's office. As snacks and food is being brought out. Cherry pie for everybody, he calls.
Do we have blueberry? I'm kind of not a fan of cherry.
Get this man a blueberry muffin at once, quickly, before he stabs someone.
Wow, presumptuous of you. You've only met me.
The man with 6 daggers.
He doesn't respond to the man with 6 daggers. Of course, we can hand-wave most of this conversation, but this guy's like, can you please help me keep them calm and not start a riot? We would really appreciate it.
Yeah. People like food. People like timelines.
We'll get everybody food and
Everyone
drinks.
likes to be locked up. But it was pretty easy to wake them up. You can wake them up by, putting a hand on them, showing them some empathy. Maybe a little, hey, are you awake?
Well, the doctors always tell us not to touch them after they've done their work, so...
Maybe next time, just try interacting with them.
That's not any of my business. He quickly scuttles away to get food and people of higher authority to deal with this problem. And sure enough, your party will be the first to be let out since... Recorus here walked into town on his own volition and did not murder everybody, which is nice. They opened the cage door like, we'd like to do a group interview if that's all right with the adventurer party of Recorus.
We would also like Prince Maelstrom to join us. This guy.
Let's focus on you guys right now.
Okay. He's going to be with us, though, later.
He looks like he's going to snap my neck with how angry he looks. I'm not going to lie, he intimidates me.
Oh, that's just his resting face. Trust me.
I will not do that right now, I don't know you.
Fair. Let's go.
Yeah, you all are brought out of your cell into this great big open area where some mutton chops guards are going, being weird, handing out food to everybody, and essentially making like a chain of just passing plates and dishes towards people who are now catering to 50 people in jail cells. None of the doctors are truly present except for the one guy who was fussing over Rarik's wound and then immediately left to get more help. But he's not back yet. This great old man is like, "Hello, I am Elder Blueberry." No, I'm kidding. I'm Blunderberry. Nice to meet you. You're the Blueberry Muffin boy, right?
Yes, that's me.
He offers to shake your hand, Runt.
I reach up and give him a little shake.
He shakes your hand. "Oh, so, my good friends. You are here for a prince, I'm told?
Yes.
Why are you here? Please tell me your story. Tell me your tale. What do you want from us?"
May I, Recorus?
Please, they've heard my story.
Well, you see, we are far, far, far away. Or we are from a faraway place. Known as Tull, if you have ever heard of it.
I have.
We come from Tulst, and many of us are emissaries from that city. And we were in search of the Prince of Maelstrom, as we heard that he was going on a military expedition in which he could use some assistance. Now, none of this had to do with Mystere specifically, until we learned that we could not find the prince and that he had headed towards Mystere. So we ventured towards this location with the sole intent to find and support the prince in whatever goals he has.
Oh, so you're lackeys.
In a sense, sure. More of a we do our own things, but we are here to help whatever his end goal truly is.
Maybe I should get the prince.
He is the entire reason why we have come in the first place, yes.
I see. Yes.
A word to you, though. The prince is not a particularly bright man, but neither is he a particularly spiteful one. It is best to treat him with simple yet kind-sounding words.
I see. I will take this into consideration when I speak to him. Now, I was told there was an invitation, but it's been a few hours since then, and it doesn't seem like that has materialized itself. Is this the case?
We certainly had an invitation. Do you know of I believe it was like diplomancers, you call them, that was sent out to Maelstrom recently?
Maybe. But do you know him?
I say we. Two of us, one of him, I point at Syl, who is just kind of like dozing off, and the other, the one who tripped and broke his face.
He panicked. It's understandable.
Yes, the two of them had spoken with the diplomat, and supposedly told the rest of us that they had secured an invite. Now, that was never truly confirmed, as there is a sort of bond of trust amongst us all, that if somebody says they've done something, we hope that that is the case. Especially for the lengths that it took for us to get to speak with this diplomat of yours.
Well,
but it would seem that is not the case, and that we have more or less been lied to by our own party members.
That is unfortunate. We will wait for this man to wake up to see if he remembers, at the very least, the one he spoke to's name and title. Then maybe there can be some confirmation, but it does look a little bad saying you have an invitation and then...
I know of no such invitation that was had but made it through the mist just fine.
You did. We don't deny this. You are welcome here, Mr. Recorus. Your friends, however, I know you vouch for them, but they do seem like a scary lot. He gestures mostly to Chad. This man looks like he can punch my head off in a single... Huh! He does a karate pose for a moment.
But I'm unarmed, Chad says.
That's why I did the karate part.
It'd probably only take him half of one, but that's why he's under my commission as the head of this team.
Oh, okay. That solves some problems.
Directly at Chad.
Sure, boss.
Thank you.
I will give you credit. We do look quite intimidating compared to the rest of your townsfolk. And I can assure you that if we are unwelcome, once we have more or less confirmed and confided with the Prince of Maelstrom, again, the reason why we are here, we do not intend to stay longer than we are
We would only seek safe passage out of the mist, because it seems most of my team cannot make it by themselves.
He nods understandingly. I will thank you for your patience in advance then. We are a peaceful people here, and we understand that the world outside is very dangerous, and because of that, many people are quick to abandon trust and civilized behavior for immediate rewards and criminality.
How utterly ridiculous, yet understandable.
Yes. We will go speak with the prince and see if your story is true.
The prince may not know of us, but the prince met and knows of Runt.
He and I have a close bond. He may not know why we are here, although we have... Magic is a difficult thing. He knows that I, at least, am his ally.
I understand. I will go speak with him, and I'm sure we'll get this all sorted within the hour. The others I'm not so sure about, he states menacingly. Your friend has been treated and put back into the cell, the one who panicked and ran and tripped over the thing.
Probably for his own good. He is a wiry one.
Well, we will give you cake if you want cake, and drinks, and all sorts of stuff. But for now, we are limiting the movement of everyone to the rooms within the hallway that we woke up in.
John, how much security have we seen?
They all have, like, no...
Chad, you could one-shot every single one of the guards here, man. They have, like, 8 hit points at most.
Chad's gonna eye his party and go, we're really just gonna sit here and let these guys push us around?
There's not a lot of pushing happening.
Yeah, they're not pushing us around, and also, if they talk to the prince and everything seems cool and kosher, there's a very good chance that we can just, meet up with the prince and get everything that we want right here, right now, without having to fight a single person, and maybe even a few days of actual rest.
Yeah, I feel like there's no need to be, defensive when you're the biggest cat in the room. You know what I mean?
And if push really comes to shove, we can quite literally shove them over, and I doubt they would stop us.
Is he standing right there?
All right, well.
I assumed he had left the room. That's why I'm saying this.
We're doing a lot of things based on assumptions, like we assume we have an invite.
John was literally like he's leaving, right?
John didn't say he left.
No, I didn't.
Anyways,
I did not say he was leaving.
As he leaves,
that makes this conversation better.
I leave with him because he said you have to stay in the rooms in which you awoke. Now I am not prone to those types of things. As I walked in myself, and I'm going to go and collect my things, and then come on back and hang out.
Okay.
Can I admit something?
Yes, sir.
I was under the assumption that the magic Runt was talking about was the magic of love.
Oh.
Just the magic of Nambla.
The power of friendship. Whee!
Friendship is magic.
You all are begged to be escorted back to the cell where Rarick is. You will be given treats, foods, all sorts of stuff. Prince Maelstrom will eye the cage as he and his team also leave to be interviewed, and then after about 10 minutes he will come back along with his crew and sit back in their cells. And then, like, look across from the way at you all and sort of, like, stick his head out. And be like, Runt, what the fuck, man?
Be more specific.
What are you doing here? Why are you here? We already got backup from your tyrant.
I wasn't told that.
Yo.
Also, we heard that you were going to challenge your dad, and we wanted to make sure that you succeeded. Because the rest of the continent isn't looking so hot, and the God War has actually started for realsies. So we Toast really need like a foothold in the south, and Maelstrom is kind of the only other place for that to happen, because fuck the Forge of Alvin. They're like just
Think
on
about
their
it
own
like
entirely.
this. You'll be the reason the South rises again. A big title in Klovisa.
I think that has some negative connotations on that one.
No, different world. This doesn't mean the same thing. It's fantasy.
Galactic down.
The way you're laughing at it makes me feel a little bit upset.
Also, between you and me, the tyrant has completely shifted in his personality recently, and is now on the full warpath. He is no longer a dove. He has gone full hawk, and he has a giant magical airship that can blow up basically an entire city within hours.
Like he slipped on his black Air Forces, and I don't know when he got them. But he had them the whole time.
So essentially, I am trying to both keep Maelstrom alive and also get a win for Toll simultaneously, as has always been my goal.
Eventually, the prince will become contemplative, and he will begin to confer with his direct crew. And then he will ask the people in the cell next to his, like, hey! You guys said you were from Tulst, right? And then you will hear the people, oh, fuck. Yeah. Yeah. And after that, he will shout, did you guys know you were getting backup? And then, after a very long moment, one of them will be like, it was mentioned, but we didn't think it would actually happen because it's like 4,000 miles away, and we thought we'd be done by now.
By now? How long have you... What was the day of when, right before you entered the mist?
When was the day you scried on them?
Like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
3 weeks
If
ago.
not more so. No, it's been like a month.
Yeah, before we even left Tulst. Or on the, like, when we were on the Judgment of Longing on, like, the first or second day. It was a while ago.
Raid arrives in Maelstrom
like
at the
the last
11th.
episode
It is
on.
now the 26th or 27th.
Yeah, so it's been about 2 weeks,
Yeah.
give or take.
Well.
Well, can I ask what it was that you guys were hoping to find in Mystere?
There's a lot of people in these jail cells. There's 50 in total. Many of them have nothing to do with the state secrets you are now asking to be shouted from across the hallway. Prince Maelstrom will say, I think I convinced them to let us out. We'll talk after we actually get out. How about that?
You know, that's fair.
Okay. And although he did not come up with that plan, he will take credit for it.
As he does.
Yep.
Every time he does.
Rarick will wake up. Do you guys immediately beat him back into unconsciousness?
I was contemplating doing exactly that, John, unironically.
Chad is
like
right in front of
Knockula.
his face when he wakes up, ready to yell boo.
Make him take 1d4 psychic damage.
Oh no.
He'd instantly
Immediately
go
as I wake
unconscious.
Immediately as we go, don't worry guys, I got a plan to get me out of here.
Listen, if you roll on that one, you have to take a death save.
No.
Devin's like,
Just
not
no.
again.
Not good. So
Everyone explains the situation to Rarick. Probably poorly to make him more concerned and confused.
It's all your fault too.
Yeah,
I can't
all
believe
these-
it. You're unconscious for all of it.
All these guys are
Let's do
super
this.
dangerous, and they
I
all want to
can't
kill
read.
everyone from Maelstrom.
And I know how to hold on to letters.
listen, it wasn't my fault. Still lost the letter.
Still rejects this claim. He did not lose the letter. You were given it. You should have kept it.
Still's like levitating, still laying down from like earlier.
Oh yeah, he's just relaxing. This is your problem now, Rarick.
Oh fuck.
And now the whole country's looking for you. I can't believe you did this.
Oh my.
Also, I'm not there to protect him. I'm hanging out upstairs. Just
Don't worry, guys. I'm about to
Wagging it up.
teleport out. See
Don't
ya.
do that.
And then I
Go
cast
detect your magic that we
invisibility.
talked about, the golems.
You cast invisibility.
Yeah, but I say I'm gonna teleport out, and then I cast invisibility and say real silent.
Runt just shouts, assuming that he's trying to walk away. You know, if you leave, you're not with the group anymore. He just kind of shrugs.
Dad pulls out his cube of pissed off radar.
It's going.
he's
Yeah,
still there.
he's close.
He wouldn't dare truly leave. He's too much of a coward.
Damn.
Rarick,
Rarick,
more
for
like
the next
Eric.
hour, you will
And
remain
not to mention
silent.
those 4 horsemen that are looking for him with no heads.
The horsemen who were without horses, the horseless, headless horsemen.
Horseless, headless horseman.
You hear only the sounds of horses, but no horsemen.
The headless horses.
No, the headless, horseless, menless horses.
The men. Just add. Okay, we're losing it. You will spend the night in prison, and in the morning, you will be awoken and say, "Alright, everyone, before they all wake up, so let's sneak you on outside. Come on, come on, come on, come on." And
Rarick's just
you
back in the
will...
cell.
I'm sorry?
I said Rarick's back in the cell now because his invisibility wore off.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, welcome back.
Guys, I decided to come back for you.
Aw.
I felt bad, you know. I was basically all the way out. I made it all the way back almost to Maelstrom, but then I turned around and came right back for you guys.
You
Wow.
came back here despite us telling you about the leeches?
What leeches?
Oh no! It's too late!
He's infected.
Uh-oh.
What have you
Standing
done
out
to
front,
conquer the
waiting
world?
for them to be escorted out.
Yeah. You had a lovely time in an inn they put you in. It was all homely and nice. It also served breakfast in bed, so it was pretty good. Eggs, bacon, French toast, delicious.
Oh yeah, that's that good shit. Look at it go.
Damn.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for the leeches, you could have had this, Rarick.
Wait, are we at
I'm at
long
8
rest
HP.
o'clock? Did we make it?
You are not
Oh.
long resting, but you can short
Damn it.
rest.
This guy is short resting. I don't know about y'all in a prison
I'm
cell.
definitely-
I need the
all of
one.
y'all.
I mean,
Rarick,
it's
why are you
pretty
heavily
nice.
encumbered?
Me? Oh,
Yeah.
wait, what? Why
Have you
am
been
I
cheating this
tumbling?
entire time, having 91 pounds of weight?
fuck?
Wait
That
a
sounds
minute.
on brand, though.
Rarick, you have 7 strength, man. There's no way you're carrying all this
Yeah.
shit.
This man's got double audited.
Wait a minute.
You need to go and delete a lot of this shit, like, right now. This doesn't have weight. This doesn't have weight.
Wait
Oh
a
my god,
minute.
Rarick.
Mr.
Trying to-
Underground. Mr. Underground. get
Where
him.
is he?
It didn't say this like 5 minutes ago, I swear.
Yeah, it's because I realized you were at 91 pounds and then turned on variant weight on your sheet.
Oh, it wasn't on my
Somehow.
sheet. That sounds like it was a
That was a you problem,
Didn't
dude.
turn
You
it
should have
on.
been like, man, I got 7 strength. Why am I carrying all this stupid shit? This 91 looks like a lot.
Let me just
Rarick, you might just die.
delete
Unironically, your back just breaks.
delete
You can't
this.
pick the robe up that fell on
Devin,
top
are
of
you
you
like
after
this with
cooking.
Apollo Nick also?
Damn. You all
Delete
get out of
this real
prison.
quick.
The prince, his 3 companions, as well as people that you recognize as members of toast. They are wearing semi-irregular uniforms. You recognize them from your time around the courtyard itself. These are hangers-on of the tyrant's coattails. Some of them might even call them their harem. Do I need to go into descriptions? I don't know if I need to.
No,
I don't know
I
if you
think
guys do.
we've
John.
them all before.
John, we've heard about Nathan before, okay?
True. It is not Nathan. But it is people who used to walk around with Nathan, giving him the updates and whatnot.
I know all of these people. I've
You
seen
do.
them many times.
Indeed. You look at one another, kind of awkwardly share a moment, and the guy who let you out, the desk sergeant, and the good old man will... Well, we kept our end of the bargain. No violence done. Thank you so much for not murdering everyone or starting a riot where 50 unknown people broke into our streets and caused our small community irreparable damage. We are going to let your group out first because your friend, he points to Rarick, who schmoozed it up in at their cost, which was nothing.
Recorus, not Rarick.
Yes, Recorus, excuse me. Your names are just so phonetically similar. I apologize.
I'm back in weight, by the way. My weight's good. I only have 34 pounds now.
Wow, good job. Do you need anything? Anything else? And then the prince just grabs the man by the neck and shouts, "Where is your library?" And the man's like, "What? What do you mean?" And the prince shakes him again and is, "I need the secrets. Tell me how to kill my dad." And the old man pauses, plants his hand slowly on the prince's arms, begging him to be let go, which he slowly does. We don't have a library. We have a small archives with all the people who live here. Like, anyone can grab what they need. I don't know what you seek, my prince.
Yeah, Prince, who told you that there was a library here that held information about how to kill your father? I mean, right now you have all of us that would help you kill your father, I'm sure.
Prince Maelstrom states we would get absolutely slaughtered.
Recorus, do you know where the power of King Maelstrom comes from?
I do not.
Do you know the storm, the Maelstrom, double capital M, that holds itself above the city?
Yeah.
Do you know where that comes from?
I thought it had always been. It's kind of a permanent fixture of the city.
It is not. It is a storm elemental of pure primal power and energy. And that is essentially what we would be fighting.
I think we're friends with an earth elemental.
Yeah, why fight an elemental when you can bribe an elemental? Hasn't the raid team, I turned to Chad, hasn't the raid team
The prince talks over this. It doesn't matter about the elemental. There's a way for me to ascend into my father's throne, which I now need to do, starting the rite. All other kings have come to Mystere and gained the knowledge to be able to rule a kingdom. And he looks back at the man. Where do you keep your fucking knowledge, man? And the old man just kind of eyes left and right. I don't know. We have school? Do you have schools where you come from? And Rarick, even Recorus would know that Maelstrom has no schools. They don't have an education system. They barely have public works. And the dude says, no, we don't have schools, and no, I don't know how to read. It's like, well, if you don't know how to read, why would you want to go to a library where all of our books are? He points to his friends. They know how to read.
That goes, this guy fucking gets it.
He just gives you a nod, Chad, like, yeah, we're on the similar wavelength here.
Finally.
Maybe you should talk to our council of elders. Maybe they can give you wisdom, Prince Maelstrom.
Do they rule the city?
They lead us, yes. I wouldn't call it ruling in a... And he glances to the prince of a kingdom. Monarch way, but...
Sure.
And then he glances to the people who work for a literal tyrant. Like, I wouldn't call it autocratic by any sense of the imagination either.
Okay.
Would
There
you...
It is a ruling body of government.
There are great magical powers happening in and around the city that you may not be aware of, and if those are the people who have those powers, we would like to talk to them.
Okay, well... We can do that. I don't know if they have what you seek, but... We can free up some time. It's not like we're all that busy. This is the most busy we've been in 6,000 years. So...
Are you telling me you're 6,000 years old? Wait a second.
No.
No.
We as the people.
Oh, the we of the city. I understand.
We have had an everlasting age of peace, and we would like to see that not
Is that
interrupted.
from the founding of the city? Like, who founded
What?
the
No,
city?
No, he says.
Okay.
No violence.
Sorry.
No violence here.
There will be no violence from my
Wow.
team.
Thank you.
Well,
Now, I'm not going to say
Makes it to your lip.
you all look like tired, murdering hobos, but we can get you new clothes. We can get you rested. Why don't you all just take a week off? I'm sure you fought enough murderous murderers outside. Would you like to stay here for a time at no cost to you? We don't have money or currency. It's just a way to get problems.
Runt looks at the camera. A week off, you say?
Maybe two if you have several levels of exhaustion. I don't know.
Maybe 2. In fact, I would love to stay for 2 weeks.
Cue the montage. Vacation, all I ever wanted.
We're teaching the Maelstrom Prince where the knowledge is. This is knowledge.
Sure.
Knowledge is
What? He said, like,
80s style
Yeah.
montage of us handing a letter to Rarick and him putting it in his backpack.
yeah. Are we wanting to start a long rest?
I vote for long rest.
Long
Okay.
rest.
yes.
The
yes.
fighter says, "What is a long rest?"
The monk
True.
needs a long rest for the first time ever. I'm hurt.
Alright, let me
Experience
start
point.
counting days. 1, 2, wow. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, we would go talk to the council during this time.
Lick all of our
5,
various
6,
wounds that we have
7, 8,
acquired,
9,
John.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14. On the 10th of April, your 2 long rests will be complete.
So when do I go into downtime activities, John? Like, what does it cost me, and how many can I do?
You can do 2. 1 a week.
2? Okay. One
Only
of-
for you, though. Everyone else gets unlimited.
Thank you. Yeah. Please.
Take a consent token.
Looks like we lost CK, but I'm sure he'll be back
Yeah.
here soon.
Looks like he's asleep. It's fine.
True. You guys can have this meeting kind of whenever you want, or maybe we can handwave that if we truly don't care, since, I mean, you have united with Prince Maelstrom. You guys have completed a quest. You guys fought monsters.
Quest complete.
XP?
You guys
Where's our
might
cleric?
earn experience points.
Where's our cleric with message to send a message back to the top? Oh, wait a second.
I don't know.
That's fine. He knew it was
I
going to
have
be
the
a
message
one-way
spell.
trip.
You have the sending spell?
I have message. You said message. I mean, Iron's
Alright, use
120 feet
I-
away. I can message
I
him.
turn to Rarick and go, okay, send the message to the tyrant.
I
He's
don't
farther
think
away than
anyone's
120
gonna level
feet.
up, but I'll start getting on
Okay.
that experience grind. In the meantime, though, does anyone have anything they want to do?
Oh, is there a bar in this town?
Oh, yeah.
Chad's going to be hanging out there for the majority of these 2 weeks outside of sleeping. And is there like a hospital? I was very, very wounded.
It's one of those old-timey hospitals where it's like a single floor, but it's a very big campus.
Filled with leeches. Got it.
Yeah, like 18th century, you know, or 19th century, I should say. Okay. Chad starts drinking away, and there are more like cottage industry level alcohol here than any other city you've ever been into. Despite all of the like industry that is in the modern cities, like Tulst, who is well connected and well traded with Alkazen, the biggest breadbasket of the entire continent. There seems to be every different kind of beer, like one for every alphabetical numeric number scale that you can count up to. Like, I know you can only count up past 4, and you don't know your letters, but there's at least 4 different types of liquor here, Chad. It's fantastic.
Chad, upon seeing this for the first time, would immediately bolt, grab Syl, drag him, regardless of his situation, to wherever he was, and go, Look at everything. It's beautiful.
It's true.
Syl would be like, it is beautiful. We should take some notes. And I'd be like, can we drop the act? Rarik's not here. No! Never!
True.
And then the other one would come in. He's fine. Don't worry about him.
Very true. Very true. Oh, man, I'm going to have to count up a lot of dead monsters, aren't I?
Yeah, baby.
Hell yeah. Those rats we killed. It was all worth it.
All of those
It's all
wounds and
worth
levels of concussion.
Because I came into Mystere on a carriage and got to see the outsides of Mystere and the skeletons farming everything up to make probably Mystere's, easy life that they have here. Is there any documentation I find in the archives about how the city was made, or what's going on around it, or who's like in power and why they're in power?
Okay, so you are wanting like a full-on conversation with like the historian here.
Yeah, like what's the history of this place? What's going on outside this place? Like I didn't see anyone outside the place or whatever, right?
Uh-huh.
It is weird that there are just skeletons doing all of their busy work. They automated themselves out of jobs.
For sure.
Seems nice.
Guys, there's a lot of monsters I'm dealing. I'm sorry. You want a history lesson of this nice, peaceful place? I can definitely get you that. I will ask for your patience, though, as I count.
I mean, you haven't come around to my.
Yeah, once it's your downtime action, we'll get there. Okay.
Please.
You want to spend some of this downtime action to remind Devin that most of his gifts are Igor related and probably need updating. Like everything on the far left side of your spam.
Damn.
True. Yeah, actually.
Runt, what about you? What do you want to do for your downtime?
I'm assuming that we have not been returned our weapons at any point during this.
No, they'd like to give them to you on the way out. They're currently in the, they're being protected by the Lord Hunter, who is seemingly the only armed person here.
And myself.
Seemingly, right?
Yeah,
you stashed them away. You didn't actually draw them out.
I haven't gotten them back, but yeah.
Okay.
As opposed to
I would like to do that like the same day to make sure they're still there because I don't want them to get dumped out.
The only things that I would like to do, I would assume I would learn about the Hunter General. Is see if that Hunter...
The Hunter General?
Or whatever he was called.
Lord Hunter.
Lord Hunter, thank you. If Lord Hunter is a total title, if his name is Hunter, and if it's a title, whether it's the same type of hunter as a Tolls Hunter. And also talking with Prince Maelstrom about what his specific plan is to try and take down his dad. Have that conversation finally.
Okay. Quickly, someone tell me what 450 times 6 is.
24,
2900?
2700. 2700.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Damn it.
Closer.
Great.
Yeah, it was
Divided
90,
by
90 times 3, which is 27.
6.
9 times 3.
Wow, that combat was not worth a lot of experience, was it? I mean, it would level a character up to like level 4, but still.
Okay, nothing.
Yeah, not to you guys.
Yeah, now when we've got 64,000 XP.
So everyone else take home 5 XP is what you're getting at, John?
No, it's going to be more than that. Way more than 5, but...
Like
then we
7.
add... 2...
I want
God, I'm doing hard math. What the fuck?
Definitely not quick maths.
Okay, that looks right. Yeah, okay. Then we have several roleplay episodes we need to deal with. At least 4.
But John, how many of our 5 XP bars are we gonna fill up?
I don't know. 4 times 2 is 8. Okay. I know what XP you guys are getting. I might have actually given you way too much. Who knows? I don't know. I've never been this far in a campaign. But I'm nearly certain 7,383 is not enough to level anyone to level 11.
7-3.
7,383.
Thank you.
Okay. I'll just post that in Monday chat so you guys can, for the people who aren't here at Monday, you all gained 7,383 experience points today.
Yeah, I'm
Wow.
pretty sure we're actually all at the same XP.
Yeah,
Except
we
for
should be.
Syl.
Yeah, because except for Cell, because we all got that like flat level up.
Yeah, we're like
True.
halfway to
Excuse
level
me,
11.
I'm in front of everybody.
Okay, fuck
Yeah,
off.
5
Besides,
XP. Yeah.
Eating the
you,
fucking pack.
besides that, everyone should have 71,383 if I'm
Yep.
doing math correctly.
Yarp.
That's what I got.
And yeah, so we're like a little over halfway, right? Level 11.
Yeah. About halfway.
Sounds good. Okay. Let's focus on our activities, our beautiful downtime. Runt, your sound's the easiest to immediately act upon because Chad's is kind of self-contained and he's just taking Syl to get drunk and not to cause problems. And also sample the lovely, delicious, homemade distillery liquors that all these people make in their spare time. It seems like everyone and their mother here has some sort of brewing sub-business. And best yet, it's all free, baby. No coinage necessary. There is no expected tips. The people who are tending to the bar kind of just give you drinks. And they're like, hey, you want to try this with me? This guy made a beer recently. It's fantastic. Runt, however, you go and see who the fuck is a Lord Hunter? And his name is not Hunter. Lord Hunter is a title. In the hunting business... Once you're a hunter, you are either independent or you join the officiary. The officiary has lord hunters who preside over every single city-state or territory aroundabouts in case there are big problems. So Cantalar had like 2 lord hunters in them, and they and their friends and subordinates are the reason why Cantalar did not immediately fold after it was firebombed and then invaded by spirit beasts. Other cities like Tolst choose not to have a Lord Hunter because they are completely independent and they sort of make that choice. The Isles of Flavor, which this team knows well, but you, Runt, don't as much. They do not have a Lord Hunter, and neither does Ugarast. So if you're more of an isolationist city-state, you can be like, hey, we don't want you. And they'll be like, suit yourself. And they'll fuck off. But Mistyr does not have a hunter's office They have the Hunter Lord's residence, who are the Lord Hunter's residence. And he is currently watching over everybody's weapons, just sort of keeping them in a cart or a wagon or a box, which he will then give back to you.
Yeah, I suppose Runt will try to find this Lord Hunter and just strike up a chat with him.
You will find him the most toxic, annoying asshole stoic you have ever met. His wife is fantastic, though. Like, holy shit.
Stoic?
Finally, a guest from outside of this shitty town! And she'll just grab you and set you inside.
Be Our Guest starts playing.
It's true. Be our guest, be our guest. Yeah.
I guess I'll have a chat with his wife then.
Yeah. What do you want to talk about? She asks.
How long have you been here?
Like 6 years.
So then you've lived most of your life out of here, I assume.
Yep. The Forge of Alvin. Whew! I miss it. I miss it so much, she says. Streetcars, people who you could talk to that aren't cartoon characters. I feel like I'm living in a play. Mr. Runt, was it?
Yeah.
I hate it here. It's so annoying.
Well, I don't think you'd like what's happening outside currently. After all, you've been in here for so long.
What do you mean?
Complete and utter chaos across the entire continent. The Forge of Alvin has essentially gone into isolationism and has revoked the entirety of the union of Klovisa as a whole. Destry has turned into an abomination of angels and fungal creatures sweep across the eastern part of the continent, invading Moolah and just overall causing massive chaos. The south has basically more or less been invaded by leeches, rats, and other vermin, the city of Blinding Lights having been completely and utterly annihilated. Should I continue?
There is a look of shockedness on her face.
Before she says anything, he goes, "Oh, right. And the so-called gods that the Tyrant of Tolst has been raving about have actually returned and have actually started a war against Tolst in its entirety."
Pulse is a tyranny?
Oh, yes, I suppose that Tolst, the city of hunters, has someone who used to be a rising star of hunters has come to be its sole ruler, overthrowing Ozark, the Lich Wizard. And now
What?
gods apparently have come down from the heavens to try and smite him, and failing to do so. That is more or less the short and long of what's been happening these past 6 years. Oh, and I can't forget, Cantalar blew up.
She starts to laugh. This is a joke. Right? You're kidding?
Runt
You don't
takes
look
out-
like you're kidding. I don't think you're lying.
Runt takes out his current map of Klovisa, and he just hands it to her.
She looks at it, sees there's a big red X that has been printed on the map, rather than hand-crossed just over Cantalar. I need to go talk with my husband. Thank you for telling me this. She stands up quickly and goes to the garage where her husband is hiding, and trying to find out where exactly your weapons are to give you them back. And you will play as much how you did when me and Eric were arguing on our break, listening to two adults fight, just yelling at each other.
Runt will inch closer towards that room, making sure to stay within earshot but not within seeing distance.
Okay, well, you will hear of the drama that is a much more traveling husband being yelled at by his wife for not sharing any of this news that you brought up, and him downplaying it all. Like, who
Naturally.
cares if Cantalar blew up? It was a shitty place to live anyway. You never went there. You don't know anyone there. What was the point of me telling you? And then she'll bring up, like, Tolst is a tyranny now. And again, he'll be like, doesn't matter what any other state's government body is. If they switch to becoming a monarchy, did you want the news for that too? And then she goes on to, the Forge of Alvin has given up on civilization. He'll once more state, they were always isolationist. Does it truly matter if their governor enforces it now? They've always stood alone. And she will continue to get mad and madder and madder as she's arguing for, like, a thing about trust, and he's just attacking the point she keeps bringing up rather than dealing with the underlying problem and theme she's trying to convey to him. It's quite juicy drama, Runt.
I was just like, damn, I was just, trying to tell her, well, the things she might not have known. The things that have been obvious to everyone outside of this little bubble.
Yeah.
I hope the Hunter General, from the sounds like it sounds like he's going to stay here. But if she can somehow convince him, and this is like his internal monologue, he's like, if she can somehow convince him, maybe we might actually see a hunter doing something for once.
Maybe. She will continue to yell and get more and more mad, and you will begin to understand that this may or may not have been just a general theme of their relationship, and eventually just to leave, as that guy's not coming out of the garage for quite some time. You'll go pick up your weapons later, but we will jump back to someone else. I know Rakoris has stuff they want to do, but Rarik, do you have anything you want to do?
Yeah, so I want to talk to the prince, and basically, how do I explain it? Like, I want to show off my my magic cloak or whatever that I got from Tyrant.
Oh yeah,
but like be like making it real, not show it off in a way where I'm not showing off, if that makes sense. Where I'm just like yeah, I kind of got this thing. Oh, wait, have you seen this? Let me I think something scratched my back.
Yeah. You will show off your sick magical cloak to the Prince of Maelstrom, who is busy holding a minor court with, like, all of the companions that he currently has, including some of the Tolst people that you don't really recognize, but you might have seen them around just in your passing view of the hall. He'll look at you for a moment and say, "Who are you?"
Oh, sorry, I didn't properly introduce myself. I am Rarik Fuseflaw, or Rarik of House Fuseflaw.
Oh, you're a vassal of my father.
Yes.
Are you my enemy?
No. I wish to hopefully soon be a vassal of you.
Oh. He looks up a little bit, and then, like, the crossbow woman, I believe. What's her name? I can't remember off the top of my head. I'd have to actually pull up my notes. Leans in, and then he's like, "Oh, Coattail Rider. Got it." He looks up at you. "Well, when the time comes for me to rule, I hope you will be supportive of my..." He looks over. "Rulership."
Of course, my sire. I hope that one day I can prove useful enough to you to bring my house's name up in status.
I see. Thank you. Am I being magnanimous enough? He looks away and nods again. I'm like, okay, cool. "Do you wish to kiss my ring? I'm told that's what my father does to all of his vassals as a show of obedience and loyalty."
if you want me to, I mean, I could. Only if you really want me to, you know.
You look to the right, and like everyone is nodding now. Like even the Tulls people who are just like, "Fuck this guy." Oh, hello, Ant. Let me go ahead and kill you. Die. I hate you, Scout Ants. I don't know where to put this thing now. It's dead insect. I'm a murderer. I just killed something on stream. I couldn't get banned. In Minecraft?
He wasn't respecting the social contract.
It's true. Staying the fuck out of my room. Fuseflaw, do you kiss the ring of your new...
I do.
Oh my god.
I give it a sloppy kiss.
I call him a bootlicker, but it's more of a ring kisser.
A ring kiss. You slurp at it. Just tasting the wealth. He's like, alright, that's enough, that's enough. Well, we are in the meeting of talks, so... Thank you for your pledge of loyalty. And if you betray it, I will kill you.
Of course, I would never.
Okay. Dismissed. States.
Oh. He's doing kind of that thing, like, you know, when like a kid doesn't know he's supposed to leave, he's just kind of awkwardly standing there looking at the guy. Like,
You start to stand the way the other people are, like they're meant to be there.
Go on, Go on.
just like slowly back up.
Homer Simpson into the weeds, so you trip over a table.
Yeah.
You leave. Or do you go next? Or do you just stand by the door?
I think I stand by, try to listen in. Like,
God, you desperately want to be in the room where it happens, right?
yeah. I think if he hears something like that he can comment on, he'll like use this message cantrip to the prince and be like, you know, this is a good idea.
Oh, you will do so, and he'll be like, what the fuck? What was that? Did you guys hear?
I'm hearing voices again.
That will be the response. Okay. Rarick the bootlicker. I love it. Holy shit. Finally, we have a chorus. Because I don't think CK's coming back, guys.
Yeah, he's lost forever.
Oh my god.
Unless there's another downtime activity Nick had.
What was the first one? I completely forgot while counting.
Ringo was still.
Yeah, you had hanging out with Syl at the bar and down. Did you have anything else?
Did we come across anyone interesting in our travels in the town by drinking with the plebs?
What do you mean interesting?
Gossip, rumor mills. We're all drinking, talking shit.
Someone stuck there that looks out of place.
Well, the biggest thing that you've heard outside of, hey, everyone that was in the jail cell suddenly woke up, is that little Timmy stole the cherry pie of Meemaw, Grandma Meemaw, if you will. And he is going to be... Not only do they have, like, a witness to the crime, and they got the official statement of someone who watched him do it, he's going to be in, like, litigation for the next 5 years. So that they can truly put him away bar forever.
I didn't know Nathan was here. Fuck. Fucking snitches.
I would want to go meet Grandma Meemaw.
Yeah. She runs a small bakery.
Meemaw, I heard you're the talk of the town.
Oh, who are you, my big burly chap of a man?
Chad will do. Nice
Oh, you look like a Chad, don't you? Can you flex for Meemaw, Grandma?
I mean, I could, but there's something down. And he'll reach
She
down
immediately
for something.
pulls out like a Nokia camera and just takes a picture of you flexing.
Can I get a copy of that?
Of course. Do it again.
And he'll
She
just
takes
do a
another
backflip.
Polaroid. It makes that weird whirling noise. She does
Hey,
a
that isn't a
slapping.
cursed thing that's gonna impose a whole bunch of death on me in the future, is it?
My goodness, your imagination hasn't withered away yet. That's so lucky of you, young man.
Aha, imagination. Right. Yep.
Take a
Where'd you get that
strudel.
camera?
She hands
Oh,
you a
thank you.
strudel.
Could I get that camera?
No,
Would you be willing
it's
to
an
trade?
heirloom of my own Grandma Mima's.
Chad says, I'd be willing to trade an heirloom or two.
Oh, what would you be willing to trade? I do love a good bargain.
Oh, I do have several funny things. I have perfume.
She'll
I
immediately
have-
make the trade.
Fuck yeah. I was running out of ideas. Here you go, Mima.
Oh
Some
my
perfume.
goodness. What kind of perfume is it?
Yep.
Okay.
I don't know how it got on my character sheet, but it's there. It's
You
funny.
may add a...
Somehow stuff just ends up on your character sheet from time to time, isn't it?
Devin. Chad, you may add a Polaroid camera to your character sheet.
Hell yeah.
It has 12
many-
usages remaining.
This is perfect for Chad.
Snap. That's going in my cringe compilation.
He starts sniffing the perfume and is like, I can't wait to tell the sewing circle. I'm going to smell so great. Smells a little like bacon grease, she notes.
Aw.
In fact, it is.
It's just bacon grease in a tube.
Alright, Mima. Well, I'm 95% certain that item I gave you wasn't cursed, and I appreciate your trade. So, this was great. This strudel's amazing. Can I get your recipe? I can't read it, so it's gonna have to
No,
be
it's a
pictures.
trade secret. It's going to be going to the next Grandma Mima when I die. I can't wait to put Timmy behind bars, though. That rapscallion. Oh, unbelievable. He stole my cherry pie.
Who are Timmy's parents?
I don't know.
So
Think I know everyone in this town?
You should. You don't go anywhere.
I go everywhere. What are you talking about?
Where do you go?
Down the road? To the well? Look at the fountain? Go to the
Oh, yes.
pond?
Everywhere.
Go to
Very
the
nice.
mill?
Oh,
I don't just
no.
stand around. You gotta look at things in life.
Where's your favorite place to go and look, Mima?
I love looking over the field, looking at all the scarecrows working, and getting flour, I think. Oh, there's such a handsome lad who grinds all of the flour of our town. Muscular, strong. They say the windmill broke, and he just stepped up, started milling everything on his own by hand. It's backbreaking work. He builds up such a tremendous sweat.
Dad turns to Syl. Syl, you interested in go meeting the miller?
Syl nods
A
his head
little.
slowly.
The millman, if you will.
The
Millman.
millman, true. You can go talk to the millman.
Anything exciting? Is he just hot?
He's so hot. Oh my god. He's got that, like, paperback romance novel look to him. You know, where it's just all muscles and rippling and he's, like, doing weird poses. Sometimes
so
there's
he's
a
like
horse in the
Leon.
background.
He's definitely like Leon.
Kinda, yeah. Leon's more of a monster, though. This guy's just a cool-looking dude.
Monsters in the eye of the beholder.
Fair. Alright, I think it's
Was this
time.
dude just jacked, or am I just vamping at this point?
You're vamping.
Done. Me and Syl
Recorus.
continue to get hammered and find trade secrets within Mima's cabinet.
Based. Recorus, let's knock it out. What did you want to do?
Yeah, so I'd like to know how the town came to have the mist around it, or how all the skeletons are out there, and like what that is all about. So, like,
Yeah,
it's a
so
weird place.
you had a brief meeting with the... No, you wanted to set up a meeting with the historian, so we're going to have that conversation now. The historian is a older dude, much older. Close to his 90s even, if not over 90 years old. Cusp of life, still in his bones. He seems excited when you show up, being the first man to walk through the mist, show up, and then get into the town on your own in forever. The last time this has happened seemingly has been never. So when you show up, you share your stories, and then you ask for stories in exchange, and this bargain is worth more to him than any other he's ever made. So he's totally willing to tell you all sorts of shit. Such as the skeletons. They call them scarecrows because when it is time to go out and sometimes help them, the people who deal with the skeletons and ensure their upkeep dress them up in funny ways. Like sometimes they'll carve pumpkins and put them on their heads and then dress them up in like canvas bags. So they look like scarecrows. And there is kind of a crow problem here since there are no real big bird predators. So these skeletons double as like, keep those things away, get out of our crops.
Yeah, do you know how the skeletons came about? Like, who maintains the magic behind
apparently, like 1,000 years ago or so, a necromancer showed up in Mystir, seeking solace and solitude so that he could unlock the concept of death, or to conquer death in a way. He never managed to do it in his lifespan, and then his brief revival when he killed himself when he was super old and then tried to bring himself back to life, then he immediately just kind of turned to dust, or so the story goes. After all, 1,000 years ago, no big deal. But in that time, he set up a way for undead to wander kind of in and then just sort of immediately follow the tenets that he made as part of like this peaceful negotiation of becoming a member of the community. So although there isn't really a undead problem or anyone generating these skeletons, outside the mist or in the mist and the forest around Mystir, there are just kind of like regular skeletons that wander about, and when they wander into the valley, they just start working as farmers.
Wow. That is incredibly fascinating. Do you have any? Did they keep any? Do you have any records of what he was working on that I could get a copy of, or
of the wizard or the necromancer? No.
Yeah, the
no.
necromancer. Like,
He does
keep any of his stuff from that time.
Legend goes that he, I mean, again, 1,000 years ago. This is all folk tales and word of mouth. We didn't even have the archives until my generation, when I was but a boy. My father made this archive as a way of collecting the histories and the stories that are passed from house to house to house. And also it helps us... look, my father flunked school, and he was like, no, this is real history, because he got a bad grade on his history lesson. And it kind of became his entire motivation to correct the record, as it were. That's what this archive's about. Hey, I'm getting off track. Legend goes, back when the necromancer was buried in the graveyard outside of town, he and his mausoleum made a maze of stuff, knowing that some other dumbass wizard would come over and try to steal his research. Necromancers are a distrusting lot, I understand.
Well, most spellcasters.
Yes, well, most people, I suppose.
Ours
No
ran
need
out when he woke up and tripped on the stairs. That's our
yes.
spellcaster.
Well, he hid it away, his research, so it's probably rotted or mummified in his tomb.
If it's written upon magical pages, maybe it's still there, but that tomb sounds cursed and probably nothing I would want to deal with.
I don't know. I mean, there is sort of this menacing aura around it, but... You know, we said we wouldn't bother his stuff in life, and we plan on holding that in death as well.
Yeah, I would not want to mess up the machinations of your city, as it seems like you have it pretty great here. Are there other things of note about your city that should be kept under wraps, or are there things you would like me to take with me to the outside world that you would like the outside world to know about Mystir?
I have no need to send a message to anyone, anywhere. We are an honest folk. The truth is written on the sleeves of every man, woman, and child here.
Love it. thanks for having me, and thanks for having my crew. I appreciate.
No, thank you for the stories you've told me.
It was a very unique experience.
Well, now I'm not going to push you into giving me an answer, but there is always the opportunity to stay. We never say no to anyone who wants to stay, at the very least.
I just got my freedom from Maelstrom, so maybe I would come back. Does this leave an open invitation for me to come back?
Of course, yes.
Do I need to
It's
have
not
that?
like I'm the guy who signs people's papers. You'd have to
Alright.
get cleared by the council, but they're
Well, if I
an
did it once,
understanding
I will
lot.
do it again.
Well, if you choose, feel free to stop by and we'll share some stories. I'm not getting any younger, though, so...
The Sanctuary of Mystere is beautiful, and I appreciate all that it has to give us, and maybe our paths will cross again.
He shakes your hand, gives you a salute of some kind, and you head on out of the Historian's lodgings.
Sweet.
Guys, it's 10 p.m. my time, which means it's 8 p.m. Pacific and 11 p.m. on the East Coast. So we're going to wrap up here.
4 a.m. Germany time.
Beautiful o'clock.
Login.
What?
Oh,
You left out Germany time. I just wanted to.
I thought it was 3 a.m. over there.
No, they've
No,
had
it's
clock. They're
boring.
playing with the clocks over there again.
I'm
Yeah,
ready
because
to
daylight
pass
savings
out.
happened.
Yeah, same here. Guys, thank you all so much for joining us on this beautiful raid theme where we didn't raid a defenseless town. You guys are better than the Vikings. Congratulations! Woo!
Just one of us.
Just one of us.
Just wait, John. We're not out of the town yet.
We haven't left.
Oh, fuck. Well, you didn't do it immediately, so congratulations. We will be seeing you
You're
guys
welcome.
next week on Monday. Saturday, we have more of the same raid team and bigger announcements. John is beginning to the slow process of publishing stuff for the next campaign for my players who are currently in it. I will not be sending you any hidden documents because it will spoil the God War. At least what's happening on the back end in terms of like John's deeper lore stuff, which after the God War, I will happily share with you all.
John, I want to be a demigod paladin.
Well, that's great because I have all of the divines are broadband spoken for the gods and all sorts of monsters and demons to show up that you can swear service to and then become a demigod of. So,
Well,
Hell yeah.
fellatio as
for
it
only
says, right?
$25 a session. Moving on.
Whoa,
True. Wow, that's half price,
that's
John.
more expensive than a tier 3 Pokemon sub.
Wow. I don't
Did you
care.
actually get something from it?
Yeah.
True.
I'll simp for you, baby, for $25 a session. Oh, fuck. Alright, that's all for announcements. I'm heading off, but any final words?
Blades in Dark was great fun last Friday. We do it on Apollo next show, and we'll have another great fun session for our one shot that has now gone 9 sessions. So, you know. Or it might be
Love
done
it.
with character building. We're a little slow on character
Don't
One
you
building.
just
shot,
love it when one
year
shot's turning.
2.
Yeah, one shot that turns into a full
One shot episode 9.
Well, as long as he's having fun with it, I guess. But god damn, do I hate Blades in the Dark. We're heading off. And unlike the game that I really wish would die, you all shouldn't. We'll see you guys later. Woo!